Ladies and gentlemen, it's another box of dogs.
Again, but I know what'll make you feel better.
Oh, no, not another box of dogs.
It's another box of dogs!
Fuck, they're good.
Strike hard.
How are you, buddy?
Look at me in my Alien Covenant backdrop again.
I was going to say, it looks like you're in a church or something.
That's a Mexican church.
When it came in with all that choral, like what the fuck? Where's Steve?
Hang on a sec. I'll get some light. Yeah, I never seem to live anywhere with a backdrop. It's interesting. Well, if people want to know where they are, they can.
Whoa!
Right out there.
You're in
It's
heaven.
another dimension.
Yeah.
Through that light portal. That's where I go and get my conspiracy theory information.
Epstein's list is to your left.
Out there, I don't know if you can see.
Oh, nice.
Is the square mile of the city of London.
Oh, really?
That's one of the conspiracy theory places.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
You'd be surrounded
city
by
of London. The city of London, not London, the city.
Yeah, two different things. Hey,
two different things. That's where we are. I'm in the East End, mate.
Oh, the East End,
yeah.
nice.
Fucking,
watched the Mad Lads about the East End. Fucking the governor, the life of the governor,
mate. I've been minding the manor.
Oh, nice.
I've been minding the manor while John the Geezer's away.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask, how is it living in a Muslim country? Strict laws on alcohol and so forth. Women in burqas everywhere.
There's a mosque just fucking 2 minutes walk from here.
Really?
Well, you got a city as big as London, you can have one or two. It's when you start hearing it everywhere, you better be fucking watch what's going on.
Yeah. That's why I first saw it when you came on. I thought, is morning prayer happening? Is midday prayer?
Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne. Fucking 1983 Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Mark at the Moon, third album, killer album. J.K. Lee on guitar, Tommy Aldridge on drums.
Yeah.
Don Airey on keyboards, which is actually the guy who plays in Deep Purple now.
Yeah, right.
Whose niece was a friend of mine. She's still a friend of mine. She decides to speak to me again and apologise for not coming to see me while she was in London. But that's another story. She plays in a band called Maggot Heart out of Berlin. Great band, actually.
Yeah.
The Swedish chick, whose band it is, really. She plays bass. They've got a drummer who used to be in, I've forgotten the name of the band. Some Swedish heavy metal band, quite good. And she used to be in a band with that other chick who's now in Lucifer. Do you know that band, Lucifer? They kind of play 70s tinged kind of rock, some probably occulty lyrics. And these two blonde chicks had a band called, they put one album out, it was quite popular. And then this other band the other chick played in Beast Milk.
I know Beast Milk.
You do?
I've heard of Beast Milk.
Yeah. It's got something to do with some other fucking alternative underground rocky band I can't think of. But yeah, so Don Airey plays keyboards. That's his niece that I know who plays in all these bands connected with these other bands. And
nice. I'm trying to remember
who plays bass on Bark at the Moon? Is it Rudy Zazo? Maybe Rudy Zazo plays bass.
My memory is not that good for any kind of.
Well, see, Rudy Zazo and Tommy Aldridge are on the picture for Diary of a Madman, but they don't play on Diary of a Madman, which I didn't know as a kid. It's actually Lee Kerslake and Bob Airey. Not Bob Airey, what's his name? The Australian fella. Bob. God, there'd be metalheads out there going, fucking what name? Bob.
Yeah.
Bob fucking. He actually produced an Addictive record, that thrash band from Sydney with Trent Buttigieg.
Yeah, right.
Bob Daisley. He used to, he produced the second Addictive album, I think, Kick 'em Hard.
Yeah.
And he wrote most of fucking Aussie's lyrics and songs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They always called Bob Daisley in to fucking fix it when it all got shit. And Sharon decided to kick them all out and get sexier, cooler looking guys in. You know, you can see what's happened. You know, let's get rid of Lee Kerslake, who's got a bit of weight on him. He looks like an old 70s Uriah Heep rocker. And we'll dump Bob Daisley, who's the same age as Ozzy or something, or, you know, and we can get Rudy Zazo, who's all sexy. I wanted Rudy Zazo's hair when I was fucking a teenager. And Tommy Aldridge, who's not exactly sexy, but he's a sturdy, fucking young, fit, fucking heavy metal rock drumming god back then. So,
yeah.
And then they actually re-recorded Die of a Madman with the drummer for Faith No More and some other bass player so they wouldn't have to pay the other two fucking royalties. How fucking shit is that?
Fuck. Fuck yeah. I can't remember the band, but
I think even the bass player from Metallica fucking played the bass because he used to play for Ozzy. He used to play for Suicidal Tendencies and do Ozzy as well.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because Jason Newsted plays for Ozzy Osbourne for a bit, so he ended up meeting, you know, he played on a festival with Metallica, so he was there with Ozzy Osbourne, the bass player who replaced him was there, who used to play with Ozzy, who's now in Metallica.
Musicians,
like my parents swapping wives.
You know? Yeah, we're sluts, musicians. We'll fucking.
But Metallica have put a new song out, which my friend Killian, who edits my videos and performs them, messaged me yesterday and said, "There's a new Metallica song out," and lo and behold, it's fucking good. And
really?
Yes. And I listened to it. It's tinged with old school new wave of British heavy metal. You could hear it in the riffs. It's sort of thrown that the great guitar, great fucking production, the snare sound at last, it's fucking killer.
Yeah,
the tight, it's just catchy. 3 fucking minutes, 50 seconds or something. It's fucking tight, it's heavy, it's fucking killer fucking singing. I'm like, this is all we wanted since 1980 fucking 8. That's what I used to say. I always used to think that when there's like fucking 7 years between Metallica records. I'm thinking, we just want a heavy metal record.
Yeah.
Does it take? I wrote a heavy metal record. I can't play guitar. You're James Hetfield, the god. Right. Surely you've come up with a riff. Like, you can come up with a riff in your morning fucking warm up, couldn't you? Fucking you James Hetfield. Like, how's it been so hard for you fuckers to put together some songs in 7 fuck? I know you got kids and interviews and you got to do the Grammys and fucking hang out with Lady Gaga, but you know, can't you fucking write a catchy fucking chug riff and sing along to it?
Have you watched Some Kind of Monster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it a while ago, and it just really did look like a band. Like, it was kind of a genius idea to make a documentary of a band in a crisis like that, where they're just stuck. Because what else did you do?
Well, a lot of people got upset with that film. I didn't particularly get upset with that film. I mean, like anything, there is. Like I bought this the other day. Where is it? I bought this, right, which is a Sting Bring on the Night DVD, £3 in Camden.
You're right.
Great period, Dream of the Blue Turtles and Nothing Like the Sun. It's around 85 to 87. And the third and fourth albums. I love all first 4 and songs off the next lot.
Yeah.
And great musicians on this first album. Omar Hakim on drums. He played with fucking everybody. He played with fucking Madonna or anybody that would fucking, you know, he's a fucking genius.
Weather Report.
Weather Report. That was his main band, yeah.
Fuck, so he was an amazing drummer.
He's an amazing drummer. Kenny Kirkland's on keyboards. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Branford Marsalis on saxophone. My other favourite saxophonist after the guys from Supertramp, whose names I can never remember except Roger Hodgson.
Yeah.
my favourite sax players. And Daryl Jones, who plays bass? Not Daryl Jones. Is it Daryl Jones? Might be Daryl Jones on bass.
Daryl Jones sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is a movie. Sort of. It's obviously it's not some kind of monster per se, but it's that let's make a film about a musician transferring from one of the biggest pop rock bands in the world into a solo career inspired with jazz. So it's interesting enough. I prefer the live stuff. I would have probably found it more interesting back in the day. I prefer there's a bunch of live stuff at the end, which is fucking great watching these musos. But there's also a bit, his wife, Trudy Styler, gave birth this time. Here's the point I'm getting at. And so there's a bit where they go in and, you know, there's a bit of fucking hospital footage and son being born and so forth. My point being is that sometimes I don't know how, even like Some Kind of Monster, how big you get, whether you should show these private moments to the general public. You know, I think it becomes a little messianic. And I'm not one for disliking messianic bands, because I loved early U2, but, you know, Bono, why is Bono such a cunt? Because early U2 is so great and but very messianic, and I don't mind messianic bands. You know, some people get upset that they're too pompous, and they can become pompous and long-winded eventually. But I've always liked them. I like messianic figures. I don't fucking give a shit. You know, like I like my Scorpio. I'm starting to realise that what I took as normal behaviour most of my life recently, I've come to learn that I was a little intense and dramatic for most people, right? Which I just thought was quite normal, right? Right. And in my old age now, I'm starting to realise that, I'm an interesting character to hang around if you're not ready for some in-your-face shit, which I just think is normal. Yeah. Right? So now, when I watch, I wanted to watch. I don't watch many movies, but I decided to watch some violence the other night, and old school Magnum Force, Clint Eastwood.
Oh, really?
And I love the intro. If you remember the intro when the credits come up at the start, just a red backdrop with a guy holding a Magnum. Right, through the whole thing, you just see this gun, and the credits are coming up, and then it gets towards the end of the credits, the thumb just comes up and goes like this and cocks that thing back, and then it just goes. Just turns like this and just fucking bland. It's a great way to start the fucking film.
Yeah.
But I'm in my old age, and I watched fucking sometimes I just put rubbish on to turn off my brain. I put Die Hard on, like Bruce Willis. Well, too many machine guns. I have to fast forward it. It drives me. Even some of my old music now, I realise, like, I'm getting to that point. I never thought I'd get to. I'll be full on forever. I get to the point now where I realise it's actually battering me. I don't think my brain needs this shit anymore. You know?
But Die Hard was a great fucking movie. Like there's a whole.
Willis is he's a very good actor for that kind of stuff. I watched his quirks, and he's got that. He's got a great way of being half unhinged and jock likable at the same time.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the way he runs. He put the adds little sort of like he's a bit of a madman, and his quirks and his head, these looks he gives and that. But he's really fucking good at it. You know, he's kind of like he's like a psychopath. It's like a jock. You know.
Yeah, he can actually do that that kind of Three Stooges shit quite well. You know, that whole all that shit.
Yeah.
He's actually quite good at that. Yeah.
I can't stand the Three Stooges, but yeah, that's probably what it is. I mean, a lot of the first Evil Dead film has got jokes from the Three Stooges in it.
When he cuts off his hand,
like when the light bulb fills with blood, that's out of Three Stooges, except it fills with water or something. The Three Stooges, when it comes out of the fucking PowerPoints, all this, it's all from Three Stooges films.
Okay, I'm thinking of Evil Dead 2. I think.
Oh, it's a lot of in Evil Dead 2 as well. The first two.
I just remember the one where he's like, Who's laughing?
Give me back my ass.
That's such a good film. They've I haven't watched it, but they've made a whole series of Evil Dead.
Yeah, I've watched it. I really don't. Yeah, I'm not really interested.
It's I'm guessing it's just, you know, it's a cash grab at something that was
No,
successful.
I heard it's okay. I watched the Sea Tranquility rock show. They talk about horror films and series, and they're connoisseurs, these guys. Watching these guys, I've realised one thing. These guys are on the Sea Tranquility. It's a great podcast, YouTube channel show.
Mm.
Proper fans. Love them, you know. Guys that really understand music and movies. Collectors. Proper collectors. I mean, I collect some stuff, but they're proper fucking, you know. So they've got the VHS, then they got the DVD, then they got the fucking DVD enhanced, then they got the DVD upgrade, then they got the fucking Blu-ray, then they got the whatever comes out. So they've got 9 copies of fucking Evil Dead and fucking. But if they're into certain things, proper collectors. I don't know where they get the money. People who've got collections, it would probably be worth $200,000 fucking dollars now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they've got Planet of the Apes maps from the 60s and fucking, yeah, you know, fucking all this shit I had as a kid. You didn't think, God, if you kept all this, you'd have fucking.
I used to love to go around to my mate Jason's place in Richmond, and he'd put on Nirvana. I think it was live at the Muddy Banks,
right.
And he had it on record, and we would just sit there and listen. It just fucking blows you away. Like, just a nice fucking a good turntable through a decent system. And
oh mate, I've got a little fucking stereo here I found in the second-hand shop for £6 because no one plays CDs anymore. And so I'm moving around like a nomad, so I had to listen to music through this fucking iPad with the fucking ads. It was fucking driving me fucking insane. Just on this fucking stereo, the CD player, it's fucking 50 million times better. You know, we've gone down. Remember in the 80s when you'd come around to your mate's place, you'd have speakers like fucking a Marshall. It'll be new speakers. Now everyone's listening to them out of fucking speakers this big. The phones used to be big, then they went small. Now they've gone big again. Right? It's like. Yeah. Anyway, my point going back to this Sea of Tranquility fucking show, what I was talking about was like the point that these collector guys, where they're different to me is they stayed into stuff that they were into as kids.
Yeah, right.
Right. So they like Planet of the Apes as kids. So they followed Planet of the Apes their whole life.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas I just didn't. Like, why would I watch Planet of the Apes anymore? I'm not fucking 10. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like certain, and even music goes away from you in certain ways because of time periods in your life. And,
yeah.
You know, films just don't. I've got lots of CDs now. I look at it and go, like the period of my life doesn't work for this fucking record anymore, right?
I kind of feel like that whole, like what you're saying about the digital revolution has kind of killed something in music for me.
Mate, it's fucking. I don't think there's been good bands. I mean, there's been good bands, but Frank Zappa said it great, and someone else said it, was talking about it, the same thing the other day. Who was it? What's this thing with Frank Zappa? It was with Blackie Lawless from Wasp. And Blackie Lawless was going since about 1993. He goes, if you got a record deal between, say, the end of the 50s and 1993, you're at the contracts were full on fucking rip-off.
Yeah.
Right. He goes, these are contracts in record industries that, you know, if you'd had in landscaping or other forms of business, they just would have been illegal.
Mm.
Yeah. Right. The actual, but you're ripping off fucking 17-year-olds who just want to be fucking their rock stars, fucking idols, and don't know diddly squat. You know what I mean?
Fuck, man.
He goes, but the good part was, is like Frank Zappa said. He goes, it's when these old cunts run these record companies who didn't know fucking anything, but at least went, put it out.
Mm. Yeah.
See if we can make some cash. You know what I mean? He goes, when the 90s and all these little fucking young people, whoever thought would be hip, turned up. And no, they're all business school, fucking economic forum, fucking. We go, well, that one worked. Make 9 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work on the first go, pull it, pull it,
Yeah.
pull it. He goes, at least these old fucking guys just went, I don't know, just put it out. You know, we had a good fucking chance, you know. Yeah, make another one.
Yeah. When I was 17, I would have signed anything if someone was paying for us to go into a real studio.
Mm.
Right? I mean, I worked in a real
thing.
studio, but it was, you know, it wasn't like, even Platinum was big then, like Platinum in South Yarra, or even, you know. So I worked in a real, you know, 24 track, 2-inch tape recording studio and everything, but we were where people came to cut demos, you know, and then they would go to the real studios. So if anyone was like, yeah, we'll buy you a bunch of equipment, I would have had no idea about like even if it was like, you know, that, well, you know, you'll be paying us back this advance. I would have been like, yeah, that's fair. No fucking idea. Just so keen to fucking, you know, go and record an album. But I heard a great story. A rapper got out of his contract. I can't remember the rapper's name and I can't remember the company, but it was a big company. And someone told him, some older musician told him, you've got to audit these fucking companies constantly. And so he put him onto a lawyer, and he found a lawyer that was like really good at auditing these companies. And they found, and the accountant, or the lawyer that audits them, was just like, I'll just take a cut of what I find. You know, you give me a percentage. And he found $600,000 in money that they owed him.
Yeah. I'm not even a famous rapper. I'm a fucking cult level comedian. I'd fucking hate to know how much money I've been ripped off. I fucking bet it's tens of thousands of fucking dollars, mate.
I bet. Yeah. Well, it's the same.
So my business acumen has always been fucking dodgy. I've been fucking just rocking around doing comedy. I bet I've been fucking taken advantage of like a dog, man.
But that's the thing. I don't know. I feel like so stupid for like being young. Just like you know, I just wanted to be an entertainer of some kind, like musician, a fucking comedian, something. And the business side of it, I was always like, well, you know, they're good at the business, so I'll be good at the whatever. And fuck, man. But the way that rapper got out of the contract was the company just kept saying, no, you know, you signed on for like 3 more albums or whatever it was. And he said, if you don't release me from this contract, I'm going to every one of your artists and I'm going to teach them how to audit you cunts. And so they went, okay, well, you're out of your contract. Thanks very much. They don't want him to know.
Mate, surprised they didn't kill him.
If it was Suge Knight. Man, how many artists are being killed because it made good money?
Oh, have you heard that now? That have you heard about that theory?
Oh, it's just that it makes the companies a lot more money. Like
especially artists not selling like they did in the 80s or the 90s, but they're fucking legendary. So if they fucking knock them off, they'll sell fucking in the first 2 weeks. They'll sell.
Yeah.
You know what the mainstream's like? Oh, he's dead now. I better go and buy his records. Wait. Why weren't you buying him when he was living?
That's the other thing about the digital revolution. You would have had all the records. But even if you had all the records, he dies and you go, oh, I'd better get the CD. And yeah, I'd better download all the MP3. I don't fucking... it hurts my brain.
The digital world is rubbish. It's fucking ruined everything. People see, you know, I was talking about it with my buddy yesterday. Like, fame used to be something difficult to get. But now fame's been reinterpreted where if I can learn a bunch of fucking heavy metal songs on guitar and put a green screen backdrop behind me and fucking flash around on YouTube and pull in 1.1 million subscribers to my channel, I'm kind of famous.
Yeah. Well, even TikTok.
But I could be, you know, and if you're and you don't you know, you're going to call me sexist, eh? If you're some hot fucking long-legged, big-titted fucking rock chick, you can fucking smash a guitar fucking song out.
Mm.
You get hits. Why? You look great, right? So you know, it's like these chicks do booty pump videos, right? And all the thumbnails are some chick on her hands and knees with her fucking ass in the air, right? And then I looked at one the other. Some of these chicks have got some all right moves, actually. I watched this guy called Co-Excel because I'm trying to fucking fix all my injuries. And there's some great stuff on YouTube. Proper guys who teach you how to get deep muscles and fucking, you know. But some of these booty chicks actually have some all right exercises you never thought of. Right?
Yeah, right.
But I looked at one channel the other day because she had 1 million subscribers. And then I'm looking at this chick and she's got a booty on her, all right, folks? Don't worry about that. But every video is the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, here's another video on how to do your booty. Yeah, but you already showed us that exercise and the other 40,000 fucking exercise. Like, just so fame. That's the point being that fame is now this. It's just a thing you can quantify into just this fucking numbers game, and it's just.
Yeah, it's interesting the way like. The internet really threatened the stranglehold that the industry had, you know, on itself. The people who ran the industry, the stranglehold that they had, and they didn't want to give up. Then the internet came along. People started getting famous on the internet. Credit to them. They figured out how to control that shit. They just made it like, they just looked at it like, well, it's just a new medium that we need to control.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube is absolutely controlled now. TikTok, these things, they're curated. The people, the amount of fucking influences that came out during the Ukraine thing and the COVID thing, and it came out later that these people were getting paid tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to come out and tell people to take the vaccine. And, you know, and
no,
Ukraine.
Things like that don't happen.
They have such a stranglehold on it again. They just
of course.
Yeah, it's like Ouroboros, the snake that just eats its own fucking tail.
Oh.
And yeah.
It's like when I was at fucking Glastonbury Festival, we were walking through the fucking nightmare, this Tavistock Institute propagandist nightmare that festival is, right?
Mm.
So there's this fucking lefty fucking, you know, the types, alleyway with fucking climate stuff everywhere and fucking gay stuff and fucking tranny stuff everywhere, right? All right. So there's this big half a bus and the Shell logo is done. It's all glowing up in fluorescent light, but it says hell instead of Shell, right? The S is out. So it just says hell and there's this fire sort of, you know, like it's what's it called? The Japanese use a lot of fucking all this lighting, that kind of lighting, right?
Yeah.
And there's a big half a bus there and all the filthy of petrol and all this. See, people don't even know. Shell probably built that. You think a hippie did it?
Yeah.
How much money would this fucking thing cost? Right?
Yeah.
Right? There's big signs in the underground in London putting shit on the oil companies, right? Billboards, right? People don't realise that'll be by the oil companies.
Yeah, keeps their name.
Right, although they'll already be shifting into new stratagems of what this fucking global order wants to try and shift you to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And people don't even realise, like, why would you just sit there and put a propagandist billboard up mocking oil companies? You've used oil companies for fucking decades, hundreds of years. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have a fucking issue then, did you? You didn't have what? You have Now they're just cunts. Are they? Oh, there's this. What? Like, it's all fucking bullshit, propagandist fucking crap, and people don't even realize that. Yeah, these companies are already there. They're not sitting there going, "Oh no, what are we going to do against the climate change people?"
Yeah. I know. They've invented solar panels. Well, let's just run out the clock, boys. We've made hundreds of billions of dollars. We had a good run. No, they're fucking on top of it. I think they are. I think a lot of that shit. I don't know if you've ever seen this scene in The Simpsons where they're like, this is the electric car brought to you by the oil makers of America. And this
yeah.
I'm an electric car. I can't go very fast or very far. It's
no, what a stupid idea. It's fucking ridiculous.
So yeah, they just flip that shit.
Flip that shit.
I realized today something like I'm heading off for like 2.5 weeks to Thailand, and I'm
all right.
fucking stoked just to be like, I'm gonna have a couple of weeks just away from.
Yes.
Like, I won't be on the internet as much, and I won't be, looking up shit. I'll be around people that are just fucking living their lives.
Yeah, I know. It's like stepping into another reality now, isn't it?
Yeah. I need that so bad right now. I need like my head. I just need the reset.
Oh, mate.
Because it's just because I realize with the climate shit, like when I go on Twitter, I can go on Twitter just looking for like, oh, I just want to see a joke or something. Then something will come up that'll make me go down some rabbit hole. But it's the same for people who really believe in the climate shit. There's just always a catastrophe that's going to feed into that fear. And fear is the poison. It's like we're choosing our poison.
Yeah, I know.
It's insane. It's always going to be something. Oh man, I wish I'd thought of climate change. You know what I mean? I wish I'd fucking come up with that. It's been like, hey, Al Gore, I got a fucking idea, mate. We're going to make millions. Billions, buddy. Get an autistic little fucking retard from Sweden or somewhere that doesn't want to be in school anyway.
That was when that fucking goblin turned up. That was fucking hilarious. I was touring Asia at the time, just before I came over here. So obviously, this is when I was still ignorant of the fucking gullibility of people. So I put some fucking joke on there about her. And the comments, well, come on, Steve, pick your battles, mate. It's just a 16-year-old girl. I mean, she's not doing it. I'm like, oh my God, they're falling for it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're fucking falling for it. I thought, surely no one's going to fall for this one.
Yeah.
What a fucking fool I fucking was. Like, oh my God,
the defenders, the Greta's defenders are fucking vicious, man.
See, I always go back to my simple ideas. You don't even have to be a conspiracy theorist. Why don't you just think for 2 seconds and just go, how does this make any sense, folks? So you're telling me that there was a girl in Sweden, in some little village, and she heard through her parents from seeing a polar bear floating on the fucking ice, right, from all the propaganda, that the planet was in a state of affairs. So she got so upset by this that she went down to a school and had a bit of a fucking placard day and got put some flyers out and got the local kids to have abandoned school for the day for this quiet village, and from there the UN rang.
As they do.
As they do.
That's their entire job. There's a 15-year-old disillusioned
girl in some fucking 2-bit fucking village in Sweden.
Hey, I reckon who's
up in arms. So we were wondering, do you reckon you could come down to where we are and tell us what cunts we are, and we'll get the whole global media to film it and put it out.
Mm.
And you fell for that.
Yeah. So I think we need
fucking morons. I'm just, that's when I started to go, maybe I should fucking join the New World Order.
Well, no, I think we need to counter that. We get ourselves a Down syndrome 8-year-old. Just doesn't buy any of it. Just like, she's a bitch. Fucking cunt.
I mean,
do you know the story of the backstory?
Why they made her so hateable? I don't understand the psychology behind that. That's an interesting one. Because I mean, the first time I saw it, I just thought, what is this fucking golem creature?
Yeah.
With its sourpuss fucking face scowling at the fucking world as though it's like, why wouldn't you get a likable kid? I couldn't work out the psychology behind that one. Maybe someone smarter than me needs to work it out and tell me how to fucking.
I think that was to appeal to the Earth Mother types that like they just love an ugly kid, you know. they don't like, they're all done with the Disney kids. Like, let's just get.
But I don't. She wasn't fucking stunning looking. She was just a young girl. She wasn't completely ugly, but her whole demeanor was ugly.
Mm. Yeah,
you know, she came across as just ugly.
But do you know the backstory? Do you know her backstory?
Yeah, I know something about the parents and the mother. She's an opera singer, and the old man worked for a bunch of fucking lefty politics and fucking.
Yeah. Well, the mother went away to perform. She was a hit on Eurovision, and then she went away on a tour, leaving the father in charge. So now the father became the mother. And that's when Greta stopped eating. That's when she developed her eating disorder. So the whole thing goes back to a fucked up family situation that, you know, apparently the girls just weren't responding to, you know, having their father suddenly be their mother.
That's bullshit. Things don't happen like that. It doesn't matter. Everyone's the same. You can just take away fathers. It doesn't matter because they're just predatory, toxic fuckers anyway. Right?
That's it. Sorry.
Kids aren't affected by it, but yeah. Haven't you heard the latest fucking politics?
Yeah. Birthing person. So,
yeah, exactly.
Your dad's your birthing person now. He'll chest feed you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they've got signs here in England now advertising men check for breast cancer. With a bunch of middle-aged women and middle-aged men all together with holding their breasts like this in a fucking poster. In pink, of course. In pink.
Yes.
Yeah. Right? This is like a fucking... See, you know how subtle this is? And obvious. That's the fucking funny bit that no one can see. But there's subtle bits that I notice that people would probably just think I'm paranoid.
Mm.
But no, I'm just fucking more fucking open to what's going on. So there's this ad for comes on before it in a YouTube thing for like an NRMA thing, you know, a call out, get your car fixed.
Yeah.
And one of them comes on, you hear this guy going, hey, yeah, I've tried to do it myself, but I think I've made it worse. And then a chick's voice comes on and goes, that's okay, we'll be there in about 5. And people don't even understand. See what they just did there? See what they fucking just did there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because guys used to fix cars, but now they don't. They know he's made it worse. But here's the chick to the rescue.
Yeah. A man.
Even though she's not going to come out and fix it.
Fuck.
Yeah. But he made it worse. I think I've made it worse. That's okay.
It's okay.
It's so
we'll send a
it's
team
so
of
insidious.
feminists.
Yeah. We'll
send a team of feminists immediately.
Yeah.
Your privilege.
Oh.
Bring the privilege meter.
Yeah, we'll get out there. I'm sorry, you're too privileged to have your car fixed.
Fucking, you know, Serial killer. What was his fucking
Oh,
name?
yeah, I know him.
Not not Dharma. Not he was the gay one. The fuck, I can't remember his name.
Not the Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy. Yes.
Right.
You know how he used to get women like to and get them into his car. He
The worst thing is I've looked at a lot of these documentaries in my day, and the worst thing is I sit there and go, do I have to get tips on how to fucking pick up chicks from fucking psychopaths? Because they all seem to just. And then he met this young girl, and they decided to hang around. I go, how? How did you meet this young? How did you talk this young girl, fucking of 18-year-old, to come back and live in your car with you for 6 months? Like, I can't get a fucking chick to fucking return a fucking text.
Yeah. You call me a creep. This guy's got bodies in the yard.
Like, some of the ones I've watched, and then he moved out to California where he met this young girl on the beach. And how? Well, maybe they're just better at picking up chicks than most of these psychopaths. Obviously,
I think that's what it is. I think they're just dudes that like they're so fucking talented at picking up chicks, but they're not good at dumping them. They just kill them. Sorry, we got to break up. Fuck. But he used to, like, he'd get his car and he'd lift up, I mean, it would be the boot because he drove a VW. But would come along and he'd go, hey, my car's broken down. Do you think you could help me fix it? That was his opening line. And these girls were like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll give it a go.
What? You should have asked me. You should have asked me. Nah, mate. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, maybe you want to go meet a teenage girl. She might know how to do it.
Fuck, man. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we've talked about this before because I was watching a few of these murder docos and then I went, what am I doing watching this bullshit? And I think we may have talked about this before with it's the ones where they just decide where, they're not serial killers or anything. We're going to have an affair. And then, but instead of just getting a divorce or jumping in a car and fleeing to California or Florida or somewhere, give that a fucking go. Why don't we just kill me husband?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how did you both, who suggested this first?
Yeah.
Is the second. And how did the other one go, yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah,
sounds good.
I mean, we've never done this type of stuff before.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, give that a go.
Well,
why don't you just give a go about hiring a fucking Toyota Corolla and fucking off to Florida and just see what happens?
I think what it is, like we're always told, chicks dig the bad dudes, the dangerous guys. So these guys just start pretending to be dangerous. They're like, yeah, I've killed people. The women are just like, let's do that.
I just don't know how they think they're going to get
Yeah.
You have no idea that detectives are going to do things you have not dreamt of. Right. That they're going to ask every fucking local bank and fucking garage in the 5 to 10 kilometre radius for their CCTV footage, and they're going to go through it and go out there and run into some guy that goes, I saw a yellow car here on that Tuesday.
Yeah.
You didn't know they met this guy, right?
Yeah.
You didn't know that this guy saw your car. I'm fucking right.
It's fucking. I've seen, like, I really do try to avoid that shit. I really don't like getting. It's just like I've got enough fucking darkness in my life. But
that's what I mean. There's lots of stuff I'm getting away from in that sense. I just go, I don't fucking watch.
Well, that's what I mean by, like, we choose our poison. Like, with with these things, and we kind of infect ourselves.
Yes.
But new stuff is it's so, for some reason, it's so attractive to want to know about, like, why, what is it, and to understand it. It's nuts. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just looking for this comment on the channel because someone asked, I can't find it, so, but I do remember the question. Remember we talked about thieving and shit, and how, like, it's just the ocean
Yeah.
of bad karma. Someone asked, how do you feel about people robbing banks?
See, it's always an interesting one, that one, isn't it?
Mm.
But at the end of the day, it's still you thieving, isn't it?
You still have to deal with your karma, as much bad karma that they might have. Because you could look at a bank and say, well, they're thieving. And we know they're thieving.
But we could look at psychopaths who are fucking killing chicks in the forest and go, well, they're doing it. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So that's it. It really, I don't think.
You're best better off keeping your slate clean as you can.
Yeah. I don't think you can, I don't think you can avoid your own karma by
because that way, what they could have tricked you again. What? Well, now you take on some more karma. I'm thinking because really, even if you did take a fucking $250,000 off them, it doesn't really affect them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They do that on a daily basis through the legal system.
They take that off fucking charges for £1.50 to use this cash machine. Yeah. So you're not really affected them, but you're affected you.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have to, like, I don't know how you could pull it off and avoid I mean, the whole principle of, like, the essentially the satanic principle, you would have to walk into the bank and go, "G'day, I'm going to rob you today," and then do it in such a way that, like, they could have no idea that it was you or something like that. I don't even know how you.
Well, these days people probably just hack it, don't they?
Well, so, that's it. Yeah.
So
that's going to become a much bigger thing when they.
But still, I often wonder what it's like for guys who have had lifelong criminal careers, what it's like when they get to the end.
But that's it. That's like doing something that big. You're entering into that world of, well, now you're always look. I mean, the general question, I'm guessing, was just like, are banks a fair target?
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I can get the nature of the question. It's basically like,
but
hey, well, people can do it all the time. I'm stealing off Walmart, but they don't miss it. They're insured. They're like,
it doesn't fucking matter what your opinion is. You can justify it in any way you want. It ain't going to change the reality.
Oh, it's what are those Indian? Are they Danes or something, or that sort of that religion that fucking sort of tiptoes through life, can't even kill an insect, all that fucking.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what they're called. Yeah,
like
down the street with brooms.
Yeah.
Super vegans.
Like that would be is that a way to avoid karma? That seems a bit fucking insane to me. Like
a little bit.
Because if life and death is a natural thing anyway, then me stepping on a bug unintentionally walking through the fucking woods is not. It's just part of the cycle.
Yeah. Also, you don't know what that bug.
You think a lion has never stepped on a fucking bug?
Yeah. And you don't know what that bug's been up to. You could have killed Bug Hitler. You could have been like you step on some ant and all the other ants are like, yeah. yes. Fuck yeah.
We got rid of that cunt. I'll tell you a funny story. I did hear
Cunt.
on one of these fucking crime channels. I might have told this one, but it was a funny one. And I like this story. I mean, taking justice into the hand of the public is a slippery slope and a difficult one. But we do live in an age now where, you know, people who aren't just run our justice systems. Right. Not just unjust, fully corrupt. Right? And, you know, that history of America where you basically, you know, you could, in the old West, it's not if you saw it in films, but you could, I've listened to interviews with guys, where you could go out and fucking have a thing with a guy and shoot him in the fucking street. Oh, well, you know, off to the fucking coffin makers he goes, right? So I watched this story. This is the States. This is modern world, the 90s or something, 2000s. There was a town somewhere in America. There was a cunt there. And he'd been there his whole life, right?
Yep.
Robbing and thieving and fucking getting up to fucking no good and creating havoc and chaos and fucking raping and doing shit. And eventually the townsfolk there went, you know what? This is going to go. Right. Now the sheriff got wind of the local fucking idea of getting together and sorting this shit out. So he went down to him and said, "Let's, guys, this can't be going on, right? You can't be taking justice in your own hands like this. Who knows where it could fucking lead? You understand? Anyway, I'm going away for about 3 days, and and I'll be back Tuesday. So have a good weekend." And, and then when he got back, lo and behold, what had gone on, and then the detectives had to turn up, and no one in the town saw anything.
Yeah. But everyone was there. Everyone in the town was there. None of them saw nothing. That's such a great story.
I fucking kind of, you know, and I was listening to Thomas Sheridan one day and John Lash again, I think. They were talking about that kind of, you know, that justice. And I was thinking about this the other day myself, actually. Because Sheridan was talking about psychopaths, you know, and how, you know, in even indigenous societies, they get psychopaths, and they know if they find out that there's a guy in the fucking tribe who's been touching the chicks and fucking someone's wife and stealing the fucking saved up fucking meat. Well, when they go on the next hunting trip,
yeah,
Mabumbu doesn't come back. What happened? Oh, he fell off a cliff. You know, and why? Because like nature, they cut out the fucking, which is interesting because what do we do if we have a medical procedure? Say we've got a tumor or something, then what do people want? They want it cut out. Right? They want it removed from the system.
Yep.
Because it's creating disharmony within the system.
Yeah.
So they'll gladly go off to fucking surgery. But then when it comes to, well, guess what? This person here keeps cutting the heads off women. We could reform him. I don't know. Like some of these fucking ones I've watched where they did get some guy, and then it was the 70s, and it took fucking years to find him anyway because there's no CCTV footage or anything. And then he gets done on an early charge of rape or something and doing something. And then they got out and then they let him out because he seemed to be fixed. And then fucking 9 dead chicks later. Oh, he wasn't fixed. Really?
Yeah. Well,
how do you get fixed from fucking dumping fucking bodies in the forest anyway?
Yeah.
Like this is a hardcore thing. Like, I mean, the only one I've ever listened to is Ted Kemper, who actually that guy, you know, Ted Kemper, who gave himself up. He's a famous one. he was a massive guy. He's like 6'9" or something. He was called the sorority killer or something. He killed young chicks in California, and he eventually cut his own mother's head off and fucking raped her head.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Right. But he fucking then he just got in his car and drove off for 3 days on fucking speed pills, and then decided I've cut my mum's head off. This better stop.
Yeah, I might
And
have
rang the cops. And rang the
gone
cops.
too far this time.
Yeah, I've gone too far.
Imagine that for that guy, that having that moment of, even for me, it's just too much.
This is
But that's
mum's head's in the oven. I've driven 3 days straight with no sleep to try and get away. Maybe that.
Well, this is what I've always said about like tribes in well, anywhere there was a tribe, whether it's in the forest or on an island or whatever, when they had someone, I mean, they just called them sick, but when they had someone that was like quite obviously mentally ill, as we would say, they were just gone. The best they would do would be banished, but they were,
or some of them, they knew were having shamanic breaks.
That's the other thing. That's what I wanted to get to as well. What did you think of that video I sent you?
Oh, which one? I probably didn't watch it.
Oh, the one. Oh, okay. I'll run it down. Okay, the video. Actually, I could pull it up, and
well, just tell me what it is. I might have seen it.
All right. Well, it's the one about. It's basically about Ashtahar, I think her name is, and she is basically possessing our culture now, and it's like there's three spirits type.
Okay, this is interesting.
So it starts out, the first one. Okay, I'll just try and remember it and run it down because it's going to take me too long to find the video. Although I am looking, the guy runs it down real quick, but okay, so this is it's this something Khan or something. He's a rabbi, this guy, and he's been writing books about like mythology and whatnot, and spirit possession and whatnot. So he talks about these three, the gods, and he's written a book called Return of the Gods, which I'd really be keen to get. So there's a dark trinity that comes in and corrupts societies. So the first one to come in is Baal, or B-A apostrophe A-L. So it's
A-L,
Baal,
yeah.
Baal, whatever, however you want to say it. He comes in, and his job, aside from, like these people sacrifice kids to him and whatnot, but his job is to basically get people to move away from God. So
he's a big one. He's a big one in conspiracy theory world.
Yeah. So Baal comes in, and he's like the first one to start whispering in people's ears about, you know what, we don't need prayer in school. You don't need to go to church, all this stuff. So he starts it with that. And then it's in the Bible, it talks about opening the door. The Jesus dispossessed a guy, like, what is it called? Got rid of all the demons anyway.
Right.
Exorcised all the demons. And I mean, in the Bible, it's come on. Fucking get those legs.
Come on, one more.
So anyway, in the story, the guy comes back in his house. It's solely, it's all metaphor. The guy comes back, his house is clean, so he goes, well, I'm going to bring my friends back. And so then he returns the next time, the house is in complete ruins because Even though he had all the demons exorcised, he allowed them back in. So Baal is the first one. He comes in. He makes way for his wife, who is called Ashtaroth, also known
Right, yeah.
as Ishkar, and their daughter is called Eros. But Ashtaroth, she was a goddess. She comes in, and then we see this behavior happening. And here's the really fascinating bit. Ashtaroth had a temple and had priests, and the male priests would dress and act like women, and the women would dress and act like men. And there was a lot of same-sex stuff going on, a lot of gay shit. The priests were surgically altered, and like this is even back in Mesopotamian times, right? So they were surgically altering these fucking people. Now, her month, she loves parades. She was big on parades. In all the writings about Ashtaroth, it always talks about parades. She loved a parade. And in the parades, men would dress as women, women would dress as men, and it was just like the LGBT thing going on. Her month, she had a month dedicated to her. Guess what month? June. June. She was the goddess of pride. June is Pride Month. It's come back.
There we go.
You look into the
what do they say? Pride comes before the fall.
Oh yeah, exactly. the like this, I'm probably forgetting things here, but also the Supreme Court decisions, all the Supreme Court decisions that happened around same-sex marriage, gay rights, all these things, happened on June the 26th. Different years, but it was always June the 26th. On the first one that happened, the image of Baal actually appeared in New York City on the night that they handed down the decision. His image appeared. What else was there? There's oh yeah.
Well, I'm going to watch this. I'm getting the point anyway. So
yeah. Well, it's the I just clipped like 2 minutes of it and sent it to you in Messenger, so it's there. It's a great video. This dude's like really on it. But he the Stonewall riots that kicked off the gay rights movement and whatever. In the writings, in Ashtaroth's writings, she refers to the stone wall. She broke down the stone wall. Another name for Ashtaroth is Storm. She's the Storm, right? The woman who kicked off the whole fucking the riots, that kicked off the whole gay rights at the Stonewall, her name was like Storm A. Something. So all this shit, it's just like it's mind-blowing how much this stuff just comes apart. And then the next person, the next spirit, the next entity to come is what's his fucking name? Moloch. And Moloch's here. Moloch, yeah. And Moloch's already here, well and truly. Like
that's the child sacrificer one.
That's the one they give. And even in those days, it was the poor kids. And you could actually sell your children to be sacrificed. Like, couldn't get anything from from the pawn shop. Cash converters back then were real cunts. So you just sell them to be sacrificed. And they'd sacrifice the kids to Moloch.
Ash converters.
Yeah, ash converters. Yeah, so that's where I believe all these ideas come from.
Oh, mate.
Also, human sacrifice has always been linked to new technology. And we see what's going on with the ceremonies that they put on at CERN and the satanic shit that's going on right in front of our eyes. The latest
Did
thing,
you see that? Did you see that one at that tunnel in Switzerland?
that's the CERN one. Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
See,
We
there's
always worship the
things,
goat god.
there's things like that where they go, you conspiracy theorist, oh God, you all this, and you go. But have you watched this?
Hmm.
I know they didn't put it on the news. Why wouldn't they put this on the news? They put there's fucking 700 people here dancing in a fucking tunnel.
Yeah.
Dressed as slaves and goats and fucking weirdos and fucking weird insects.
Yeah. And then and it all culminates in them sacrificing themselves to the goat god or whatever it is. But yeah, it's the spirit of the goddess, which like I mean, all that really took off in the 60s in a big way, and people have been saying, you know, the future is female.
Oh mate.
To which I say, kill me now.
I saw a fucking woman in Japan with that shirt on.
Yeah, right.
That's what I mean. People who haven't left their town, they don't know what's going on. But I've left the fucking countries. I've been there. You know, this shit's everywhere. Vietnam and fucking.
Yeah.
You know.
It's infected. The society is infected.
Yeah. Yeah. It's but you know.
Oh, look, the thing is, keep your soul clean. Just keep your soul clean.
Yeah. So, in answer to your question, don't rob the bank.
Yeah. I think that's the conclusion we can draw. Yeah, don't figure out how to rob them legally. My favorite fucking story about that was back in the day when credit cards first came out.
Figure out how to fucking figure out how the fact that they were all registered in there, that we're all owed money by them anyway, for the very fact that we're a fucking a number on the stock exchange. You know, you're valued at a certain amount, right? They owe that to you.
Figure out why figure out why they spell your name in all capitals. Work that one out, and go down that little rabbit hole. That's a good one. Yeah. We are literally debt slaves. They can actually they can use.
Oh, beyond literally debt slaves, you're literally dead.
Yeah.
See, there's the other reason your name's in capitals. Why? It's the same as a tombstone.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Well, I mean, and all that stuff we talked about before with the shipping laws and all that. Another chick I know, this French bird I know, she pointed out something else, another little thing for that one. She goes, yeah, have you noticed too that highways are called lanes and they have traffic islands?
Yeah, right.
Shipping lanes.
Yeah.
Right. So you're in a lane, you're in the fucking lane, and there's an island in the middle, right?
Stay in your lane. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Like, it's fucking everywhere, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man. What you said about that, and I know you've said this on the first one, and I've brought it up in previous ones, but it just blew my mind, the idea of the realization that you can literally turn people into magic wands, essentially. And so people are creating the reality that you tell them to create. Instead of creating their own reality, you're actually kind of putting so much...
it's like I was watching an exercise fellow the other day, and he's not involved in a conspiracy. He's just a fucking fit fella who's teaching me some certain things, how to maybe get your fucking deep glute muscles firing if they're fucked. But he goes, and it says here, if you do this exercise, studies show that. See, straight away when he said that, I go, see how we're all just addicted to studies. See, mate, you don't. The study doesn't prove anything to me. Right? There's another guy on there called Atlantean X, who's a gym guy, who's got 13 million subscribers. This guy fucking is ripped and shows you a bunch of stuff, how to work your body and how it works. But he actually put a study up the other day, and he goes, the good thing he said, he goes, I don't usually use this because I don't particularly like studies. I prefer experience. I went, right, see, that's the fucking difference, right? Are you getting taught by a guy who's gone, well, and body types are different. There may be something that you have to even change for this, right? Not everyone's the fucking same, but you prefer a guy that's gone, well, I did this.
Yeah.
Right? I had a car accident. I was like this. I was that. And I went, I did this. Right? I worked out that. I did this. I didn't go, I've got some studies. Right? Yeah. Now, a study could be handy. It could be handy to see what a bunch of people said about a certain thing. You may get some logical reference of, I mean, a map of a body is handy for guys who go, well, that muscle goes over there and that goes over there. So it's not like all studies and all this, oh, you anti-science, Steve. No. But you got to understand the subtle way you get programmed into handing over power.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like I want to write a bit about how they go. I had a joke about it years ago, the way they make the names of, say, antidepressants, even before I had to go through that fucking world of being on those fucking things. But how come they're all called Zaxapenantheminol? and I used to have this joke going, this, how do I say this? It's got 3 X's in it. Right? It's just like it starts with 3 X. Zaxamandothen. And it's like when they talk about the body and they go, down here at the foot is the tibular monastus that joins into the concordius destructor. And I'm like, why don't you just say where the foot bone, right? Where the foot bone joins the ankle, right? Right? Because they make it fucking so aloof.
Mm. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because a normal person ever say, my cardiomuscular thrombosis is fucking not joining into its meticular tabagula, right? No, they don't say that. They go, my fucking foot's fucked, right? Yeah. So when you have all these big words, it's like the law, and the law is so massive. Why? Because you're not going to go into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so fucking bloated and fucking that's psychologically programmed into thinking that these people are on pedestals.
Yeah.
Right? Now, there's nothing wrong with learning off a guy who knows more than you that the tibular monastus joins into the thrombosis conloidal, right? Right? But do we have to have these names? like that make it so long-winded? It's like this doctor I listened to called Dr. Wolf. He's this crazy fucking American guy. Lives in Canada and moved to Mexico, you know? But as he goes, he said the same thing one day. He goes, they make up all these words that makes it sound worse than it is. He goes, oh, you've got thromboid arthritis. He goes, no, you've got swelling of the joints. Right. Like, doesn't swelling of the joints sound more manageable? Like, right. Like, what can I do about my joint swelling instead of my rhomboid arthritis, you know?
There's been a real attack via language on our mental state, and that's part of the business model of medicine. Like, if they tell you you've got thromboidal arthritis, you're much more likely to take whatever medications they've been told to give you. And
yeah, because you don't know what to do about thromboidal arthritis. What is it? Well, it's when the muscula joins the fucking the in utero sac. And you're like, oh, what? How come I've never heard these words before?
Yeah. Well, a guy from one of the big investment companies, might be JP Morgan even, put out, basically released a paper saying the old model for medicine, like these vaccines where we get rid of things, they're not good for business. Like, we need things like this last vaccine. This is good. You know, you have to keep getting it. You have to keep, like, he basically laid it out, said, look, curing cancer, like he was basically, it's very much sounds like he's privy to people saying, we've found a cure for cancer. And he's come back with saying, well, do you really want to cure it? I mean, that's not good.
Well, there's also other guys. There's a thing called New German medicine. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's like it's exactly it's everything's inverted. Where a lot of the things that the body's going into a trauma-like state to heal, they call that the illness.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, and now we're going to work on this. It's like if a child has a fever, we'll give it some medication to get rid of the fever. The fever is the thing that's curing the child.
Yeah.
Right? Because they've convinced you that being uncomfortable is not to be tolerated.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the basis of political correctness and fucking cancel culture as well. What? No one should be psychologically hurt or uncomfortable.
Ever.
See, it all ties in. You see these big psychologies, they all tie in. People go, what's political correctness got to do with the pharmaceutical industry? Well, it's all based around no pain.
Yeah.
Right? That the pain should not exist, that it's something to be destroyed, annihilated, just gotten rid of, that you should never have to suffer it or go through it or come to terms with it or fucking that it's an alien enemy that needs to be annihilated at every point.
Yeah.
Right. But if you listen to a Zen monk or one of those who are those fucking kung fu monks that learn when they're about those maniacs.
Those fucking.
Well, I listened to one of them the other day. Like, they're fucking unbelievable. What's this guy doing? He goes, well, totally into pain. Like, he goes, I don't get it. We don't become supermen so we don't feel pain. It's just our high psychology of pain is completely fucking different. Yeah. So, what? We're tempering the mind into the fucking. We know that the pain is sending the mind into a tears. So what we'll do is we'll renegotiate the relationship with the pain and calm the mind down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, so you override this program you've got.
Yeah.
On how you're supposed to approach pain. And of course, not an easy thing. Pain is uncomfortable, difficult, and excessive, prolonged pain can become suicidal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can die from excessive pain.
Oh, like it's it's a brutal fucking thing, So it's a great thing to capitalize on, isn't it?
But someone like whistling at you on the street is not pain, and that's not the pain that's going to kill you.
That's
someone misgendering.
You know what these people don't even understand? No one's ever whistled at me at the street.
Same, I know.
No one's ever grabbed my ass. I don't have one. No one's ever fucking come up and grabbed me on the fucking cock at a party. I'm a little upset about that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the kind of equality that I want.
And chicks came up and fucking. So you think, oh, what? You got upset because you got attention.
From the
there's many people in the world who live with no attention. Not me. I've created a job where I get plenty of attention. Right? And there's people fucking aesthetically worse off than me who fucking also don't get any attention. So does an absolutely stunning person know what it's like to go to a party, and probably most parties, and nothing's going to happen?
Oh, man.
Now, of course, it can become inconvenient, whereas every party you go to, some fucker, half a dozen people want to try and fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? It can become inconvenient, right? Not everything's fucking golden roses and fucking, everything is great on either side of the fence.
Yeah.
But, do you want to be the person that never gets the fucking... I've never really got girlfriends I wanted.
Yeah.
I think I've had one or two girlfriends that I've actually really fucking wanted. But there's been plenty of chicks I would have liked to have gone out with.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is. What do you see? We grew up in punk underground world where you got to make the most of what you got, don't you?
Yeah. That was it. I was just looking for a video. I was going to try my second monitor. I plugged it into the wrong thing or something, so it's not working. But there's a video I came across earlier where it's the Fresh and Fit podcast, which
those two girls.
I only really see clips, but so it's these two dudes that are really into
I know who they are,
and they get these fucking internet thoughts in. And so they had Sneeko on, and I quite like Sneeko, but someone posed the question to these girls. They said, like, okay, if you had the choice, if you could choose right now, would you choose a stable, honest, loving relationship with a guy or Instagram? And every fucking one of them chose Instagram. So, like, I get all the attention. I get attention from Instagram. I get all the love I need from Instagram. Like, these fucking, like, human connection is just beyond them. I don't think they've ever really experienced it. Everything they experience is through a screen and from
it's
likes and hearts.
Mate, I was at the airport the other day. I went to Ireland, did a bunch of shows. I'm just looking around in the train stations and the airport. Everyone else in Dublin. Just like, where's everybody gone? It's fucking lonely now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're all like this. And I'm like, what are you looking at? I've seen people look at it between sets in the gym.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I mean, I've watched a few videos of guys teach you how to lift weights. Isn't there only a sort of 15-second, depending on the fucking load, to do a minute rest?
Yeah.
Some of them are like 15-second rest, 30-second rest. What have you got to do? Like, how popular are you? I mean, you're a pretty fucking fit guy. I mean, are you that popular? Like.
When you,
but I was talking to my friend the other day about this. You know, I don't go on Facebook with that anymore. And for years, I wondered, you know, when I'd see people would just tell them how their boyfriend or ex-girlfriend or something is a fucking cunt. Or here's my broken foot. I'm in hospital. I fell off the fucking BMX bike and should be right in a few days, guys. And I always thought, when did all this become everybody's concern?
I think that's
like they've acclimatized to this world where we're speaking to no one but showing everyone.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, and I remember once when I was having real bad depressions and I fucking posted some negative shit on the internet about the state of my mind. Reg Hunter texted me, that big black guy, the comedian fella. He just sent me a fucking text or a message, just said, Steve-O, stop it. I just went, yeah, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah. And I just went, and you know, and I've put up some, here's my fucking vinyl haul I found today in the second-hand shop. I put that on Facebook before, and here's some old metal posters and that. But I sort of know who's going to target it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm putting it up there, but I know that the 30 or so likes, I'll know most of the guys who are going to, yeah, I like, oh, some guy will come in who likes music I've never heard of, but like the weird eclectic record I put up. Oh, right, yeah, I fucking didn't know you'd like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of still targeted, right? And it's just records.
Yeah.
Right? I can't imagine putting up there, oh, I'm feeling really bad today. And I'm like, wait, who am I telling? And why am I telling them this?
Yeah.
Because what you're doing now, to me, in my fucking opinion, is like we talked about before, you're manifesting the reality.
Yeah.
See, where I've listened to guys talk in the past going, if you are ill and that, don't talk about it to everyone.
Mm.
All right, because now they know about it. Right?
Yeah.
This is not like you don't get help or something, or if you need some fucking nurturing off your fucking mates or your fucking loved ones or something. I'm talking about you don't put it out there because now it gets around, right? And not just gossip, it gets around as a thought form.
Mm.
Right? So how are you going to heal when now you've manifested the thought form into different psychic realities?
Yeah.
Right? And now you're showing the internet this, right? And now millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people may now know about your fucking busted leg.
Yeah.
And besides that kind of side of it, why is this anybody, where's these boundaries?
Yeah. What's,
you know,
what I think is a lot worse than that is that so many people I know on Facebook have got mental illnesses, and I know they've got mental illnesses because they are constantly posting about their fucking mental illness. They're sitting there
going,
what?
Do you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt. I've noticed that thing again. It's an interesting. I've been thinking about this. They've normalized mental illness into victimhood, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah. It's all the people, all the posts. They're always like, I couldn't do this today because of my mental illness. I couldn't do this today because of my. I would do all these things that you're doing, but my mental illness stops me. This is my big excuse. The other thing that I think is horrific about it is they are fucking spreading mental illness. Like if you say to yourself, I have anxiety and depression, if you say that to yourself every day, and if you sign a form to the government saying, give me money because I've got anxiety and depression, guess what? In 3 months, guess what you'll have? Anxiety and fucking depression like you've never known.
That's a good point when you go, I'll sign this thing to get this thing, because then you've got into a contract.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. 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 I did it once when I was a kid. I was advised, people told me, go on sickness benefits for a while. You need a break from being unemployed.
I always needed a break from that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was a hassle. So I went on sickness benefits and I put down anxiety and depression. And I got the doctor to write me a medical certificate saying I had anxiety and depression. And yeah, lo and behold, 3 months later, and it just crept up. It was just this thing. It was like, what the fuck is this? And 3 months later, I was like, holy shit, I've got fucking anxiety and depression. What the fuck have I done? It's not worth the money, No. It's nice that the money comes.
Yeah. They were giving me fucking $4,000 a week.
Yeah. If this was for some kind of fucking deal, like if Coke was sponsoring me or fucking Red Bull.
Even then, believe me, I've had serious depression. $4,000 a week, nothing cuts it. Nothing cuts it.
Yeah. Fuck.
No, I'd rather be on 250 a week and skip it.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, yeah. It's like, I really do think that the internet, like the
well, it's called a net, isn't it? So
well, yeah, it's there to catch shit.
Yeah.
And it is everywhere. It is a big part of how someone put it. I can't remember. I won't remember it properly, but they're like, this is how God would manifest itself to us. But here's the thing: it's not God; it's the gods. This is the spirits, the daemonis from
man,
are coming back, and through new technology, they are infecting everyone.
Yeah, man.
It's
Mate, I agree with you entirely. I could fucking. That's what I mean. There's certain things I just, as I said, some of these movies and things I used to watch. I just can't watch this anymore. Like, I can't.
yeah. I have trouble finding anything that I can watch now that I can actually just relax and enjoy without halfway through it wanting to throw things at the screen because I can't take any more propaganda. I can't take
Mate,
lessons.
I can't imagine what it's like. I never watch the news or TV or read a newspaper or fucking follow what they're up to. I can't. And I used to write a lot of jokes by reading the newspaper. Yeah, I could write a ton because they're all in there for you, waiting to fucking stick a punchline on. Right? It's insanity. Right?
Yeah.
I can't fucking fathom what it would be like now. Like, I'd just be. Must be an absolute clown world of just fucking, just the little snippets I see. It's just.
It is.
I mean, if you're walking around thinking men can get pregnant and no one's getting up in arms about this, like no one's, how come, like, but here's the good point about this. It makes it a lot easier for an awakened soul to see what not to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you want to keep,
I think this is part of earning your soul. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. As I said, watching all these people on their phones, just staring at them on trams and walking down the street. Although some of them seem to be getting a sixth sense perception of when to know to look up that they're going to bump into someone. Maybe they're developing it.
That's actually a great idea for an app.
Yeah.
You're about to die.
Yeah. But I do look out to them and just like, and then they got the ones that have got the ear things in. And it's like I'm walking around Dublin, I just want to ask them directions, and you go towards someone, you go, they've got these things. I don't know if they're listening to something but they're like not a person now, like because they're going to have to go, hello. Well, where were you? But at least if I said the guy's got a Walkman, I go, oh, okay, he's got a Walkman, he's listening to some tunes, right? But if you've just got these things,
yeah,
with no cords, which you don't want to use those. Why? Because now it's going through your brain, not through the cord. I'd say don't fucking stick these things in. But you just sit on the bus now looking around going, you all used to be, even if we weren't talking, you were kind of present.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now you're just not present.
Yeah.
As I said, I think I said on the show before, I saw these young girls in Scotland, 16 years old or something, sitting at a bus stop. Friends, obviously, they're all sitting there. They're all on their phone.
Yeah.
Like, when would we ever sit at a bus stop when we were 16 with our mates not talking to fucking one another? Like,
yeah. They're
how are they not talking? Yeah, I think that's what you said. They're texting each other. What do you?
Well, this is the thing. Someone said a while ago, like, we are more and more now, but we are basically cyborgs because we're half organic material, but we are so attached to our phones that technology.
Well, that's what I mean. These people are like, I mean, Elon Musk said that, didn't he? We go, you're already kind of a cyborg because you've got phones fucking in your hand. And when I see most people, they've just got them in their hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I don't. Mine's in my fucking pocket, and no one ever rings me. I don't text anyone. I can't look at anything on my phone. It doesn't fucking upgrade, and I'm just glad. I'll just sit here at the airport and be bored and fucking meditate and just go, right. I'll just deal with the impatience in me.
Yeah.
Just I don't want to. So they're giving you a great map. So you can go, look. Well, that's what not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of cool in that sense,
Yes, it is. It's well, Google Glass, they seem to have trashed that project for some reason. That I think they went kind of, let's keep that for ourselves, because Google Glass.
What is this?
Google Glass was basically
What's that?
a pair of glasses that you would put on, and it was your phone, like down the side here. This was all the technology, and so your glasses, you'd get a readout on your screen. So I would walk into a party, and it would give me a readout on the screen. So, and it would go, that person's name is Alex. They're not really worth talking to. Don't bother. That guy over there, his name's Jim. He's the CEO. He's the guy you need to be nice to. Things like that. They had it could take video, so you take photos just with exactly what you're seeing, and you can take video, and people started having privacy concerns. Well, all that suddenly disappeared, but now Ray-Ban have come out with a pair of glasses that video. So once again, everything's content. It's all content. We're feeding this fucking giant AI brain. Like every time you fucking do it, those fucking ridiculous. Are you a human? We want to make sure tell us where there's a bridge in every photo.
Oh yeah. I'm not a robot.
Yeah, they're training. Every time we do that, that's training AI. That we are literally feeding all this, like we're teaching this fucking thing to destroy us.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. I couldn't think of anything more insidious than a pair of glasses that had fucking information. I'm incensed that they put these horrid canards higher aesthetic aberrations on the side of roads telling me that there's going to be delays or there's a football match on the weekend, right? Which is just more programming in a crude sense to get you used to this fucking smart city telling you what to do. Right, but now before they can implement them into the whole streamlined thing, they've got them on those ugly Kennard's hire things. Those things they dump around the fuck, which are a fucking eyesore.
Yeah.
Right, but they tell you there. I was in Dublin. They had one. It wasn't a Kennard type. It was already installed. They're taken over that fucking city, and the sign says, "Are you a bus driver? Then why are you in the bus lane?" I was on stage that night. I went, this sign just talking to me. It's like talking down to me. I said, well, I'll answer that question for you. No, I'm not a bus driver. And the reason I'm in the bus lane is because I'm on the fucking bus. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you a human being? No. Then what the fuck are you doing talking to me?
Yeah.
So don't see the way they've worded it? It's like in Asda now. He goes, sorry, I didn't get that last item. I didn't get... No, you're not sorry.
Yeah.
You're a fucking machine, right? You need to have fucking guilt or fucking...
Yeah.
A sense of regret to foster sorriness, an apology, right?
Yeah.
And secondly, you go, I didn't register. No, you're not an I. You're a fucking machine. You didn't apologize. There's no legitimacy to the apology, and you're not a fucking person.
Yeah. It's devious, isn't it?
Yeah. So stop programming me into this thing that you're fucking, we're here all together as a big gang. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But as we said before, here's the problem with a lot of this stuff. How do you get rid of it? Easy. Don't participate. But trying to get everybody not to participate is the fucking hassle.
Yeah.
If you walk in and there's only those scan machines, walk out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an inconvenience. Then have the inconvenience. Right? Because believe me, the inconvenience of living in that fucking nightmare scenario they've got dreamt up in their fucking psychopathic heads, it's going to be way fucking less fun.
Yeah.
And getting back in your car and driving down to the local shop and go to the corner store. Make all your corner stores rich. Sacrifice. Yeah. Here's a good thing. Here's my entertainment setup. My VHS portable 8-inch fucking thing, which still, because it's made in Europe in the last fucking 2 years or something, has a volume control when it gets to 10 that I have to press a special button so I don't deafen myself. And then when it goes up to 20 on certain films, I can't hear it enough anyway.
Yeah.
Because from 10 to 15, it doesn't get any louder.
Mm.
It's so fucking pathetic, right? But here's my entertainment system, right? So, are you still doing that, Steve? Yeah, I'm not. Because guess what? If it all falls to shit, I've lost this. I haven't got a 90-inch fucking 4K screen attached to my fucking stereo system in my lounge with my fucking thing. Yeah, it'd be fun. I'd watch Judas Priest, my DVD of Judas Priest in 1980 on the Screaming for Vengeance too. I'd watch it on that. I'd fucking enjoy that, right? But psychologically, I'm not going to lose anything if it all goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's my fucking stereo.
Yep.
That costs $6 in the second-hand store because no one wants to play CDs. Right, works fucking perfectly fine. It's got a tape deck in it. Fucking sounds good. Like, but there's a part of me that's training myself. What? Well, I just haven't got much to lose.
Yeah.
And I can accommodate my fucking entertainment desires.
Yeah.
On this crude. Are you still using that, Steve? Yeah. Like, when I hear that Tori Amos CD and that £6 stereo and the fucking song is so excellent, it's still excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, right. Like, I don't notice, it's not as good as it could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do notice it on the fucking iPad when it's a pissant speaker the size of a pinhead.
Mm.
Right?
Fuck, man. I tell you, those the headphones that, like, if you don't pay a lot of money for some good earbuds and get ones that will fit properly in the ear, they sit in a weird way. They throw out these super high, super harsh frequencies that are tearing your fucking ears up.
Yeah.
Like, I got some cheap headphones because, you know, I got the iPhone, so you always have to get the new fucking attachment. So I just bought these cheap headphones so I could listen to some music off the phone. And listen, they just tear you, like, you can feel it.
Yeah, mate. There's no bass. There's no fucking. There's because they're making everything as cheap and shit as possible. You know,
Yeah.
like
That,
it's fucking different.
Yeah, what you were saying about the Kennards Hire thing reminded me of two things. In Melbourne, all through COVID, you'd be driving down the highway, and these signs would just be constant. Like, they put them up all across, like across the top of the fucking freeways.
I can't imagine what Australia was like. Jesus Christ, it's just
fucked. I can't imagine why fucking anyone they re-elected Dan Andrews. We just had the fucking state election here.
Did they re-elect him, or was he just put back in?
They re-elected Labor. They've been in for 8 years. Now they got another 4 years. Dan Andrews, that motherfucker, man. It just shows the actual fucking pushback it just wasn't there. Like, a lot of times it felt like it was there, but the amount of people that are just like, I'm okay with it. As long as they leave me alone, I'll eat the bugs when I have to, whatever. Like, fuck it. I've got a nice life now. Just leave me out of it. And you're like, you know how you think back to, like, if I'd done this 10 years ago, my life would be so different now. You know that
me and you have had this discussion before. I was just having some of those recurring thoughts in the shower before.
Right? Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. It's
what you could have done at 20. What you could have done at 24.
Yeah, exactly. It works the same way. If you make a change now, or you don't make a change in 10 years, your life is the same fucking thing. It's the same deal. But yeah,
It's been my change recently. Haven't given up tobacco yet, but dropped the fucking caffeine, dropped the sugar.
Good shit.
I've changed my diet to radical fucking. Because here's what else I've done. I've got some injuries which, just inhibit me being as full on exercising as I could be. It's fucked up a few things. May never fix, but I've got to keep it maintained because But there's a part of me now that I've never really also committed to.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's difficult because it takes a lot of fucking time and focus.
Oh yeah.
Right. This is not like if I was uninjured, I could just go to the gym. I'd fuck at 56 years old. I'd rip up in 3 fucking months, man. I'm an ectomorph guy, There's no fat to lose. I've got the most fat on my gut at the moment I've ever had, and it's about that fucking big. And if I could just swim like I used to, it would be gone in fucking 4 fucking weeks. Right. But I've got these fucking injuries, which makes it more difficult. I have to focus on fucking healing stuff, which is not the same as just fucking pumping,
Yeah, yeah.
And so, but even in that, which is not a fucking a moan, I realize, I've never committed because it's frustrating. It's a frustrating thing to do without someone egging you on.
Yeah.
Because how you sometimes it's, am I doing it right? Does it could seem pointless. It seems pointless. There's muscles that just aren't firing right. They're not firing. So I can't just lift weights because if a muscle isn't strong enough, all the other muscles that are strong enough counterbalance the one that's not strong enough.
Yeah.
And do all the work, right?
Yeah.
So you're not getting any fucking thing done, right? So you have to target the underdeveloped muscle with a real focused fucking way, right? Which could take months.
Yeah.
To even see a fucking glimmer.
Yeah.
Right. So it's very fucking, and that I think I could muster the discipline, but if someone stuck me in a place for a year where I didn't have to do anything but this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could take on the challenge of the discipline, but it's quite a difficult thing to do when you've got to live.
Yeah, yeah.
See, at the moment, because John, my mate, is in Poland, and I haven't got any work for the rest of the year. If he's away for another 2 weeks, I realise now, and because also what comes up when you've got to commit to something like this is all the trauma that got you here in the first place. So the utter fucking regret comes up.
Yeah.
Of what I've done to myself and what I could have done to myself. Right, the hopelessness comes up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I saw it the other day. It just fed straight into fucking watch porn, eat food. Right. I just watched it all come up as the frustration and you realize that's the initial fucking trauma that got you here in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. And so and so it's I'm getting it. My point being, I think I may, as I said, I changed the diet. I dropped the caffeine. I dropped the sugar. Still haven't dropped the booze, but I didn't really drink anyway. But just fucking drop it. And then I'm just getting up, eating fucking. I've got mushroom fucking juice, not magic mushroom, just fucking hardcore fucking reishi mushrooms, and just eating probiotics. Like you get up every morning and eat sauerkraut, just eat it straight out of the tin. I've started again, just eat an avocado, right? Let the body just absorb that, right? Let's do strategies now, right?
Yeah, that's a good.
Sometimes even if you load food with tons of things, it's too much for the body, right? So I've even started to go, right, just eat an avocado by itself. Wait fucking half an hour, eat something else by itself.
Yeah.
Let the body just absorb this simple fucking thing, right? And then actually commit to focusing on this fucking thing, right? See what we can get out of it. Because I've realized that I've never done it for, say, 3 months and seen what happened.
Same
because the trauma gets to me, the frustration gets to me, the fucking sometimes just life gets. I've got to go to fucking Ireland for fucking 10 days and drive around in cars, and you just don't get time to fucking sit down for 3 hours and fucking do this kind of stuff, right? So but these are the parts that we're waking up to ourselves in this whole fucking situation that's going on in the world. I think one of the elements is what you've got to take responsibility for your life. You know, you've silently been programmed into thinking the doctor can fix everything, and that he's somehow better than you with his tabular fucking words and his rhomboid arthritis and his right. And we spoke about this in a couple of episodes. You can get these people off pedestals. It is more difficult. It is way more difficult to go well, I've got this, that they're offering back surgery, or should I run around and try and see if acupuncturists and osteopaths can help me? And you might run into some shit osteopaths and some shit acupuncturists, right? And so you've got to do some work, and then maybe find one that works, or be lucky enough to be introduced. But if you start on that journey, that person may appear. The master appears when the student's ready, don't they say? The Zen.
Yeah.
Right. So then if you put that into action, then that may facilitate, the same way as you said, you manifest these realities through these programs. Well, God helps those that help themselves. These are the old sayings, aren't they?
Yeah.
So what's that mean, that saying? It means, well, if you put things into action, then things manifest.
Yeah. God doesn't deliver. That's the God doesn't have like God is not Amazon. Like Amazon,
right.
a drone turns up, which is scary.
So when you go back to sort of, so I understand it is I understand if it's a more serious medical condition, how harder it is, and more fucking frightening, or whatever comes up for you. But when I hear someone go, oh, I have to take blood pressure medication for the rest of my life, and you think, what, there's nothing else in the world?
Surely changing your diet would...
Yeah, right. There's nothing else in the world that you could possibly do that would normalize your fucking blood pressure. Could just be caffeine and sugar. Right, but people don't want to do that. Why? Because they like the caffeine and the sugar, right? So we're all addictive in this way to these stimuli.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I've been going, you know, I thought to myself, even to drink chamomile tea, drink things that are non-stimulus. You know what I mean? Like anything that's, even if it's, because I see the patterns going. So I'm not drinking coffee, so I'll drink hot chocolate. Now, cocoa, organic cacao, can be good for you, right? Yeah. Create serotonin and stuff like this. But I also started, but now I get into the pattern of going, see, this gives you the sugar hit with some honey in it, right? And so you'll see the trauma attach itself to that pleasure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I started to realize you no wonder some of these people just like, you know, monk type thing, stop all stimulus.
I realized
I've
become quite addicted to my morning coffee, the first coffee of the day, and I've started sometimes having a second one, and because we bought like a proper brewing thing, and you know, like a percolator, and it is really delicious because it's like sugar in it, the whole thing. For quite a while though, when we first got it, I would have one in the morning and I would start to just be like, yeah, I'm not into this. And instead I would have chamomile tea, and my days, like I do not need it. I do not need a hit of caffeine and sugar to get me going. There's just something in my brain that goes, we like this. We like more of this, please. I had mad like anxiety about my upcoming trip today because I had 3 coffees. I took Sophie out for breakfast. It was like a late breakfast, and we had like 2 coffees there, and we'd already had one this morning. So I was just jacked up on caffeine because it's, you know, proper coffees. and later on, I'm like, oh yeah, oh that's right. That's why I'm having panicking about the fucking trip.
I mean, I didn't always drink coffee to I didn't even know if I felt anything. Obviously, it was doing something. But I just always liked coffee. Even as a kid, like I ate those coffee ice cream, those coffee chocolates. Everyone, well, I don't want that one.
Yeah.
I just loved that fucking taste and that smell and that the idea of it. And then, so yeah, I could drink it. I could get up straight away and just bang that thing into me, fucking no problem, right?
Yeah.
And there was a part of me that always used to romanticize when I'd sit around eating these big fry up breakfasts on the road with fucking black coffee. It's kind of sour while I'm eating eggs and bacon. I almost felt like Charles Bukowski or something, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Smoking cigarettes and drinking black coffee while I'm eating fucking bacon and pancakes in some fucking town in the middle of nowhere. It's going, yeah, I'm just. But I just went, I'll just drink lemon juice with fucking mint and warm water.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just
yeah. You
just try and knock all these stimulus reactors down to reset the dopamine receptors as well, right? So that they start to actually get stimulated by actual achievement or.
The first 3 fucking radio shows I did were really terrible. And I kept thinking, like, why are they so, like, why can't I just relax into this? You know, I stand on stage in front of fucking rooms full of people and talk, but I can't sit and just talk. And why is it different to, like, when I'm doing this, I'm quite relaxed. But on the radio, for some reason, it was fucking with me. And I realized it was purely, I was going in there jacked up on, like, I was like really like it. And so I'm going in there and trying to fucking, you know, relate to people somehow that I have no idea what they're doing. And I'm jacked up on caffeine and all sorts of other shit to, you know, to fucking make myself like, yeah, be entertaining. And most of the shows, I didn't even end up talking that much. Like, I'd turn up the mic and then I'd just go, now fucking turn it off and play another song. That's just fucking deal with it. You over rev.
Yeah, I'm always in a sort of two-mind thing about this, you know, where it's like sometimes people become, well, sometimes some people have fucking become so health motivated. They're so strict on themselves. Some of them, I feel like, well, that's because the motivation could be fear of disease and death.
Yeah.
Right. So really, the motivation here is fear. It's not health.
Yeah.
Right. So that's not always just like, yeah, the same pattern doesn't fit every individual. Right. Right. What is the motivation for being so fucking healthy?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't have that. That was on the plate, and this was near that, and that this is like this, and I can't drink that if that's not like this, and oh no, I could never have a fucking coffee. I saw what it did to your brain, and like, yeah, but if you weren't motivated, if you were strong, decisive, grounded, fucking aware individual, and then the motivation for you having a coffee is what? Pure choice. Yeah, right. Actual conscious choice.
Yeah.
Right? Not an unconscious. A lot of the things we do are what? They are like in simple fucking therapist talk, coping mechanisms, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So it's like when my mates go mad, you know, and have breakdowns. See, I had that breakdown. I've probably said this before in the show. I'm just not embarrassed by it. I think some people think you're supposed to be embarrassed, and that's why they bring up all this. Oh, you know, the stigma against mental health. See, all these people go, "Oh, what about the stigma fix?" But just don't fucking listen to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Don't ask for it to be changed. Don't listen to it. Right? Take for fucking responsibility. So I can tell now after I went through that. So when that's my point. Some of my mates have breakdowns. I know that some of the people judge it, right? But I don't judge them, right? Because they're like, well, they're entering a fucking land of knowledge now, right? If they get through it, right? Like, you know, I chose a rough ride, right? Yeah. You can do it, fuck yeah, right? You know. But, you know, one of my mates at the moment's going through some shit physically, fucking situationally, psychologically, spiritually. He's a radical character. People have opinions about him. Some are valid because he's given them, let them have those opinions about him through his choice of fucking descriptions about them. Fair enough.
Yeah.
He's making mistakes, doing some radical fucking things, but it's like going to fucking. But he's, you know, the guy's in serious pain, psychologically, physically, strong son of a bitch. But you know, I know what pain does. That's that intense, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, everything goes into a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
You know? And just because not all coping mechanisms are necessarily healthy, or right. But I can understand why someone's doing something radical. Why? Because this pain is so intense that the coping mechanism has turned up, even if it's not healthy or seems sane. It's turned up. Right?
Yeah.
To try and, heroin is a fucking disaster, but it's the coping mechanism of of something going on, right?
Mm.
Either the physical fucking addiction or whatever took them to this place in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, I've had junkie mates. I'm sure you have. They're a disaster.
Mm. Oh,
because
yeah,
right. Because especially heroin, they're so arrogant. Heroin. Well, you've never taken heroin, Steve. You don't know what it's like. Well, I know you haven't paid rent in 6 weeks. That's what I fucking know.
Yeah.
Right? I fucking know. And I've heard your story. Have you got the rent? Oh, I did have, but you're not going to believe this. I know I'm not going to believe this. Right? Because I was on the tram, right, and I had it, and then I didn't. And I think there was a guy on there, a Chinese guy, and he looks at. No, there wasn't. It wasn't. Right? There wasn't a Chinese guy who took it. Right? You spend it on shit. Yeah. Spend it on gear, didn't you? You spend it on fucking gear.
The guy stole it from me and replaced it with heroin.
Yeah.
I went. I did
but
that.
Don't you judge me, Steve. You've never taken heroin. You don't know what it's. Yeah, I know, mate.
I tell you what.
I even had one in an audience attack me. You're doing joke that you don't know what heroin. He's pissed out of his head. Even then, maybe he'd been on heroin or something. Still, even if he wasn't anymore, they were still that arrogant. I've known heroin addicts, fucking heaps of them. Arrogant cunts.
Oh yeah.
Of all the drugs, they're those. Well, because most people haven't taken heroin, so they pull that card. Well, you don't know, man. Yeah, I know I don't know, right? But I do know that you haven't had a shower in fucking 5 days. You stink like shit. You got the same socks on, and the 600 fucking quid that was in my drawer isn't. Right? So, I know a bit about heroin.
I know what it's like on the other side.
Yeah.
That leads nicely into something I was going to say
my
before.
point being, when we're getting back to the whole point of taking responsibility for fucking looking after yourself. It ain't easy, but this is part of the process of breaking away from the system, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And part of the process is not just physical; it's psychological, because you fucking it's programmed.
Well, responsibility is freedom. It's counterintuitive, but taking responsibility gives you insane amounts of freedom.
Here's the one thing I learned about listening to a right-wing American conservatives who I never listened to until I was having a breakdown. Because I'd just been a kind of lefty all my life without having a political allegiance. It's just kind of, just an open-minded fucking guy. Yeah, I think he fucking gay or whatever.
That's what leftism is. That's exactly what leftism is.
So
you are unattached.
So then I listened to conservatives and I realised, no. These fucking guys have got a good point, right? Like, you don't. I know you've been programmed to think, they just hate poor people. I'm sure some of them in there do.
Yeah.
Because I know there's lefties that hate them too, right? So don't fucking bullshit me. So, yeah. But the point is that what? Well, don't fucking get single mother handouts or I'm sick benefit handouts or these handouts. Why? Because you're enlarging the government.
Mm.
See, once they set up a new establishment to do this, then they enlarge themselves.
Yeah.
Right. So now we've got it. Now they hire another 1,500 people to run the fucking single mothers unit. And then we get to this bit and the handouts. Now we've got the fucking I've got depression handouts. Now we hire more people. Now we've got more branches of government.
Yeah.
Right. So now what? Plus psychologically, you've handed over your fucking responsibility to an entity.
Yeah.
And this entity will existentially grow and will have no desire to give its power back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right. So, and I know it's coming at you as though in the idea of compassion.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the great demon trick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, this is not about you create a society where you don't look after the disenfranchised or the fucking disabled or the fucking injured. It's not about that.
No.
No, because they're looking after those type of people who are less prone to survive through circumstance is human.
Yeah.
But when you hand that responsibility over to this entity,
yeah,
that doesn't really have that as its agenda.
No.
Right. Your well-being is not top list of its agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually, I was going to tell you this. This is just a funny little, it's kind of a part of a bit that I was working on. When I had my breakdown, because it was like the end of 2020, the start of 2021, and people were having psychotic episodes all the time because we were locked down. And so one of the first questions they ask you is the television talking to you? Now, here's the kicker for this, right? When they asked me this, it was via a computer, a telehealth meeting. So the TV actually asked me, is the TV talking to you? Like, I don't know how to fucking answer that question. The fucking TV just asked me if it's talking to me, and I'm like, I fucking know a trick question when I see it.
Is the TV talking to me? That's all it does, doesn't it?
Yeah. My response was like, yeah, it tells me to buy Pepsi.
Yeah. It's telling me to believe this. It's telling me to believe that. It's telling me that Manly won the fucking grand final. It's telling me.
It's telling me I'm a bad person and I should feel guilty about things that have no relevance to my life.
Yeah, there's that. And that old chestnut.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. I mean, we all know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Is it talking to you?
Mm. Is it telling you?
Which is funny, because as we said, they've set signs up all over places like Dublin talking to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a bus driver? Are you? Mm-hmm. What? This machine's got an attitude, has it?
Yeah.
This machine's just moved in. It's got no fucking relatives here or history, or it's just moved in and now it's talking. Hey, what are you doing? Who are you?
There's a
See, that's funny, you know. People think I'm mad. Right? It's just, you know, maybe they're right about being mad about something. Good. You know, I'm creative. You know, fucking.
You're
talking about this girlfriend of mine this morning. This chick I know in Queensland. She just rang me at 6:40 in the morning just to tell me she bought a new car. Do you know what time it is here? No, obviously. So what was I going to say? What were we talking about? Talking to me? Something talking to me?
Madness.
The
creativity is madness.
Oh, but you know, as I said to her, she was talking about someone's friend of hers or something went on. Okay, see, here's the thing, you know, am I mad? I know people go, Steve Hughes is fucking See, I've never stalked an ex-girlfriend or tried to set up mind games so she could fumble, or I've never tried to manipulate someone so I could get this event. I've never just keyed someone's car as revenge. I've never had a fucking rah 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 for this and that and that. I've had some spaz attacks in the street when I've fucking been in a bad way on the road for too long and fucking too many drugs, and certainly fucking I've certainly stormed through some airports like a fucking psychopath, right? But I go, am I mad? I don't indulge in any of this. It seems to be only mainstream people get involved in this kind of stuff. They all think it's normal.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm that mad.
I'll tell you what
I just think I'm fucking intense.
Yeah.
And I fucking know things that other people fucking don't know. But that's just information. And
yeah.
And a part of my soul just doesn't fit in with the fucking herd. So the herd thinks you're mad. So
yeah. What's the what's the saying? It's in an insane society. Oh, I can't remember it.
In insane society, there's mental cunts everywhere.
Yeah. Fuck.
No, I know what you mean. I think it's along the lines of, in an insane society, the sane seem insane. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that Krishnamurti one. That's no good sign of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society.
Yeah, yeah, that's a beautiful one.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. That's you all think you're so fucking healthy, and I'm the fucking mental case. Because you've adjusted. I knew a woman who gave up fucking psychology. She was a psychologist. I heard her story on a podcast or something. And she gave it up because she realized, fuck this. Why am I trying to fucking help people from trauma by making them adapt to this insanity?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, the next step is what? Complete psychological, spiritual detachment and non-manifestation. Here's where all the power lies. And it's like that saying where they go, they trick you. They the way they word it with the tone, they go, oh, it's just in your imagination. So they tricked you. They told you.
Yeah.
They told you, but they made you think about it in a way that it's not real.
Yeah.
So they didn't do anything to you because they told you. So there's that thing again.
Yeah.
They didn't lie to you, so they didn't get any karma.
Yeah.
But they just phrased it.
Yeah.
So that you can interpret this any way you want.
I'll tell you what scared me about my having my mental fucking breakdown was that
everything about them, they're horrifying.
They are, yeah. But what fucked me up most of all about it was that the lead up to it, what led up to it, was like a reawakening of my consciousness. Like, I kind of realized that I'd been drifting for quite a while and just doing the expected, I guess, and just kind of trying to.
It's funny. Sorry to interrupt. It's funny you say that. It's exactly the thing I came to have in mind was what? That how did I get here? Well, I was a fucking robot.
Yeah.
In all my fancy going around the world talking about what's going on and doing comedy and rah 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 and living like a kind of fucking drug addled cowboy, I was a fucking robot.
Yeah. But it was the awakening that led to the utter madness, because it was when I realized how mad the world was, how insane the world was. and suddenly I could see things very clearly, and I knew all sorts of things that were just like, it was just like this massive, and a lot of it was brought on by stopping taking various medications, which were just to squash my brain. So my brain was just firing, and I was just seeing all this stuff clearly, and I just suddenly saw the world clearly. And living for about, I don't know, 6 weeks with just this, it's this kind of constantly, or actually probably more like 2.5 months of just this, the awareness of what was going on. And it's just like looking at the sun, but the sun is getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And it just got to the point where it overwhelmed me, I think. So it was like, the awakening can be very fucking.
Well, that's, I mean, if you're smashing the foundations of reality out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we talk about with the paradigm sense of it. It's not as easy a job as in the sense of, you know, some of the actions. If you want McDonald's out of your country, you simply don't go
there. Yeah.
And like a flower needs water, it needs cash. And if the cash doesn't come in, then it just disappears. It just vanishes. You didn't even have to leave your house.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do anything illegal or get a placard or do fucking anything. You didn't have to do anything.
Yep.
Right. But the hard part of all this is what is that belief of getting everybody not to go
there.
Yeah. That great paradigm, that normalization of just,
yeah,
that it's rubbish. See, it's not even good for you.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here rolling tobacco. I'm not preaching fucking health to you about this, right? But we're talking about that thing.
Yeah.
And so when you've got that as a foundation, these paradigms are foundations, aren't they? So to just that's what's funny about lefties. They go, let's just pull all this down.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's a psychological program underneath that.
Yeah.
Right. You can't just pull it apart in one big fucking go. Right.
Yeah.
Because it's powerful. And madness will ensue.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is exactly
as
what
you
happened.
fucking know. I realized that when I was having the breakdown too, because I looked at myself, the mind and the body and the brain and everything, and I looked at it and I went, well, what is it? Well, I said, well, it's a body politic, isn't it? Right? And so it's a system, right? It's got brain and blood and nerves and bones and muscles and all this, and there's a mind attached to it. This is a subjective thing. So what have I done to the system? Well, I've polluted it.
Yeah.
Right, with unprocessed trauma, with fucking shit food, with travel, with no sleep, with drugs, with poisons, with habits, programs.
Yep.
Right, which aren't harmonious to its survival.
Yeah.
But they're invisible because I'm like a robot. Because they normalized it. Right. And so what happens when suddenly, and if this body was a state or a community or a country or an earth, this is like a microcosm of the macrocosm, isn't it? Like it's all one, and yet it's a reflection of the duality. And so, if this trauma isn't processed and the thing isn't kept harmonious, what happens? Well, you collapse into hell. Right. It's like a foundation. And then I realized, well, this could happen to a whole fucking nation, couldn't it? Right. Right. Where that unawareness of just constantly moving forward in these disharmonious programs.
Yeah.
Suddenly you're at the gates of hell.
Yeah.
Scratching your head. How did we get here?
Yeah.
And then usually we point outward and go, they got us here. Now they helped you get here.
Yeah.
And they're happy you're here because they've got an agenda. but they tricked you into getting here.
Yeah.
To what? Well, bad food, shit things, crap TV, jobs, stress, fines, money, poverty, fear, death, propaganda, all the things they can use to manipulate you into the fucking.
Yeah.
Until what? Well, you fucking eventually, and like we were getting before, when you had your awakening in that sense, that well, what is it? Well, the foundations of those programs have crumbled. So what fills that psychological vacuum?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes if there's not a strong enough mind there to fulfill that, or something to fulfill that psychological vacuum, madness ensues, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because, you know, what's going to replace this crumbling fucking foundation, which has now created like a vacuum, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I realized I had no solid foundations in my my beliefs that I could hold on to, because I was always like, I think especially when I started doing comedy, I was like, when I first started the first few years, you know, I was horrific. And it was all the standard talking points, like women are better than men, and so all that shit. And so then I would actually like really try and see everyone's point of view, and I realized at this point, no, you cannot do that. Like as creatives, we do that. We see all the points of view. But you have to hold on to one. You have to grasp one and say that one is.
I know what you mean.
You know.
And I think you can learn, which is part of this, is what we'll learn to have both feet in paradoxical thinking. And instead of living like this is right and that is wrong, even though that can be, that's not something to completely dismiss, like a lefty would say, in a subjective postmodernist thought pattern, because no, in a personal thing of making things function, certain things need to be viewed as wrong and right.
Yeah.
Right? You're going to put together a plane, there's a wrong and right way.
Yeah.
Can we put the wing on it? No. Right. Right. But moving off into paradoxical, more advanced thinking, then you can understand that in certain realms things are, but they aren't.
Yeah.
And then you can function in both formats.
Yeah.
Right. But you need to be grounded to do that. I used to be hippy dippy, which is that kind of, yay, I'll fucking be out here and everything's cool and fucking.
Yeah.
No, that's the 60s, you know. That's new age.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And it is a great.
Like I said, that's when I finally understood that the intelligence of certain conservative ideas.
Yeah.
Republican ideas, you know, that what? Well, all this doesn't run on fucking crystals and fucking prayer and whim.
Yeah.
There's certain fucking pragmatisms, right, that you know, are holding things together. I understand. It's like Jordan Peterson, he brings that up, doesn't he? Whereas that kind of traditionalized, formatic, almost more mechanical-like thinking can become stagnant in wanting to hold on to things and not letting them evolve.
Yeah.
Right, because you can then again also become trapped in what? Well, this system, this strategy. It's worked like that before. We can never change. AC/DC. Well, it works, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like. I mean, doesn't he discuss that, Jordan Peterson, where that's that thing where the creatives have been the ones that bring the ideas to the entrepreneurs who then have to fucking facilitate the idea. And these, that's why you have a manager between you and the record company.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the guys who like to smoke weed and sit around in candlelit rooms writing love songs on acoustic guitars don't really want to deal with blokes in business suits who like fucking contracts.
Yeah.
Right. They don't rub the right way. So you need a good manager that can go, right, boys, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah.
write another fucking song, and now I'll go and talk to these fucking alligators, right?
Yeah.
You know, so but I think, you know, as we're getting to the point, if we're getting a little off track, is just I'm starting to understand that, yeah, I loved it when I first heard that things are and they are not.
Mm.
It's not that something is and it isn't, or right and wrong, even though they have their uses. They have their uses, right? See, that's the paradoxical thinking again. Don't just, I used to go off into this, you know, because we were like that. Yeah, especially as creatives.
Yeah.
Well, what's wrong with letting everybody live together and just fucking hanging out? And in one sense, there's nothing wrong.
Mm.
But on another sense, when there's people who don't have your best interests at heart, who have agendas, you better be careful.
Yeah.
Right? That they don't fucking manipulate. You know, you better be aware that what? Well, all this fucking internationalism and fucking everybody can get on and multiculturalism and do this. There's an agenda behind this, which is not to facilitate this free love idea of one planet. Everybody's the fucking same. That is relevant, but also understand that that's not the agenda at the hand of the people who are pushing this idea.
Mm. Yeah.
And they can push this idea because there is a part of your consciousness evolution. These are my beliefs. That is relevant with that it is true. See, it is and it isn't.
Yeah.
Right. It is better to have everybody in their own countries being what they want. Africans, Indians, Chinese, right? That's variety to me.
Yeah.
Now we have a chance to go and have a real open mind by meeting someone who lives in a way that we don't.
Yeah.
Right. But when you mush it all together and say, hey, it's one big brother internationalist, one planet, one thing, one world, one soul, one thing, rah, rah. There's a truth to that, but you're being manipulated.
Yeah.
And they're using your own compassion and a sense of what could be your consciousness evolution against you with propaganda and tricks.
Yeah.
And so,
well, Peterson brings up a really good point about that, where he's like, and I'll get the numbers wrong, but he says something like, okay, you want to live like that, where everyone gets a fair share and and it's all great and it's all fair. What are you going to do about the 1 in 100 psychopaths? Because 1 in 100 people are a psychopath, and those people are like animals.
well, we talked about what you do with those before. Well, we went on the hunting trip.
Yeah.
And Bob didn't come back. Oh, he was after a big alligator out there. You wouldn't believe it. He fell off the boat.
Yep.
But yeah, so, you know, well, I was listening to Thomas Sowell the other day. As he says, he goes, what do you do about what's the solution to this? He goes, there are no solutions. There's compromises.
Mm. Yep.
It's a great saying. There's trade-offs.
Yeah.
Even the sense of going, well, you know, this back surgery could take away my pain, but I won't be able to play soccer again. See, it's not a solution. It's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Right? Are there any utter solutions?
Mm.
I mean, that's what's funny. Some people said that about my comedy. Steve, yeah, you say this about that about that, but you know what about some solutions? I think, well, you want to lay that on me?
Yeah.
I'm getting towards I want to write a show more about that, but not solutions. That's arrogant.
Mm.
I can only give it through my perspective of where I'm at. I can't offer you a fucking solution.
Yeah.
I mean, people haven't even interpreted problems the same way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know. But
Yeah.
you know, it's interesting.
It is. I think you can kind of, I don't know. You can only really offer solutions that are tried and true and have worked for you, but that you can also, I don't know, how do you guarantee a solution? You can't.
Oh no, you can't guarantee a solution to. I mean, I guess there's certain pragmatic things that you could guarantee a solution to. If you put this plug in that plug hole, the water will stay in the bath.
Yeah.
Right? There you go. The water keeps going down that hole. I've got a solution. Right?
Can't believe it. Bought a new bath. They gave me one with a hole in it.
Yeah. That's a good joke. They got me one with a hole in it. Jesus Christ. But a solution to what? You know, with these big ideas running around. Yeah. I mean, it is funny when you think, you know, that when you're young and you go, oh, you know, eat all your food because there's people in the world who don't have any food. And some kid would say, well, why don't some people have any food? And they go, oh, you know, they don't have any. Or, well, can't we just give them some food? The funny thing is that's the solution.
Yeah.
On a pragmatic sense, coming out of a fucking 5-year-old's head.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting that the thing is, yeah, there it is, the 5-year-old who worked out. If they had some food, they'd fucking eat. The complex part is, well, there's a bunch of psychopaths not letting them have any food.
Yeah.
Right on.
Fuck, what was his name? Pre-Hicks. I'm not gonna fucking. Fuck, my brain is messed lately,
mate. No, my memory doesn't work as well anymore either. I wonder if these chemtrails are having an effect. Something's
fucking going on, man.
Because I just sit there and go, I can't remember this person's name anymore. This is like a person of like knowing my fucking brother's name or something my whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, comedian. Someone will know who it is. But he does this joke like, he goes, you know, these guys out there that they're living in the desert and they got no food, and everyone's like real sad they got no food. Well, here's an idea. Why don't you move where the food is?
It's not Dennis Leary, is it?
Desert. Hey? No, not
Dennis Leary.
No. He's fucking legend. I'm gonna look it up. I know.
It's not Sam Kinison.
Sam Kinison.
There you go.
How can I forget Sam Kinison?
I know.
It's absurd.
About it. I know. I sat there the other day thinking. See, I can't even remember whose name I forgot the other day. It was only yesterday too. So like some fucking musician, I go, what do you mean I can't remember that? What are you talking about?
Fuck. Oh man. Oh. I don't suppose you've seen what's been going on with Kanye West.
I've heard, but I haven't watched because some of
he's fucking man. It's fun to watch. Because he is pushing back at the bullshit and the fucking, you know, he's copped the anti-Semite thing, and
that's it. That's the part I was getting interested in, because such a big name guy doing such a big thing that's going on. I always straight away think to myself, okay, what could be another reason for this?
Well, he's fucking gone full. He's gone hard at it. The fucked up thing is they're still trying to paint him as a white supremacist. He's a black man. He now hired Milo Yiannopoulos as his press guy, I think it is. And Milo is an ex-gay Jew.
I know who Milo Yiannopoulos is.
Yeah. And
he vanished from the fucking anti-feminism scene.
Yeah. Well, he
he once did a speech where he walked up and goes, he used to do his speech at university. Feminism is cancer. Thanks. Good night. And
Yeah.
walked off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him.
I love it. But yeah, so he had a big awakening a little while ago where he realized that the homosexual lifestyle wasn't what what people kept saying it was, and he realized that you know it leads to problems. And
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he is now like this.
Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Hey.
So so he's like he's raised a Catholic, but he's like half Jewish, and very smart guy. But
I know his story, and he had a big black boyfriend.
He loved black guys.
Yeah.
So Kanye's got him as his press secretary or his press guy. He's got Nick Fuentes as his social media guy, and Fuentes is this America First young guy, conservative guy that's like been banned from like he got on the no-fly list for a joke he did. And the joke was, it was actually someone else's joke, but it was like, the joke went along the lines of, okay, I've got like 24 ovens and I am going to bake, let's say in those 24 ovens, I'm going to bake this many cookies every day. Now, how long do you think it would take me to bake 6 million cookies? You see, the numbers are all wrong, people. So that was this whole bit. It was just like, how long would it take to cook 6 million cookies? So, yeah.
Well,
the no-fly list for that.
Oh, shocking. So
you can't question these things. But yeah, so it's all
Milo Yiannopoulos. I wondered where he'd gone.
Well, he's been he has a place in San Francisco or somewhere like that, where he like does anti-gay conversion therapy type of thing. He's gotten right back into his Catholic upbringing because he understands a lot of that, and he talks about the Trinity, the Holy Trinity. He is part of the crew of Owen Benjamin and E. Michael Jones. So, and they bag him out for being a terrible sinner and whatever all the time. Because they have a different understanding of what sin is, and it's like sin is what that's what gets the dirt on you, and that's just basically the shit we've been talking about. So yeah, it's very interesting. Milo's journey is fast, but I just wonder if he'll ever really be straight. He's the most flamboyant heterosexual.
I know what you mean. I mean, he's the kind of guy I always thought, well, I'd sit down for a fucking snarky few lines with you and have a fucking fucking yeah. I'd sit cross-legged and drink red wine with this fucking big fucking. They're the gays I used to like.
Yeah, exactly.
Big fucking funny, smart ass, fucking sarcastic, fucking quick-witted.
What's another funny movement? The gays against groomers, because like that whole thing is just like that whole movement has been hijacked into the LGBT, the trans.
I'm so disinterested in all their insanity. Really,
it's nuts.
It's like a clown world. It is. It's like a fucking,
Yeah,
they block off roads. They block off roads that work. They say that you have to, we've gone back to fucking announcements telling me to hold onto the handrail of the escalator.
Yeah.
Like every, it started fucking ages ago when but it's just this safety thing everywhere. It's just ridiculous. If people can't see what's being formed around them, this, stand to the left, don't do anything. Here's for yours. Even on planes, and they go, you do this, do that, and at the end they go, thanks for your cooperation. Who said I was giving you my cooperation?
Yeah, I didn't agree to cooperate.
Right, right. See, it just slowly programs people. I mean, that you could see that on Logan's Run, couldn't you? One of those old films that these, thank you for your cooperation. And
Scatterbrain had a great line in one of their songs when 1984 has passed. Forget about Big Brother. Welcome to the 90s, where the government's your mother.
Yeah, there you go. I remember that band.
Yeah, they were great.
They came out of that band Ludacris, didn't they?
Did they? Oh, okay, yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're in the. Yeah, I think the singer was in a band called Ludacris to begin with, and then they formed Scatterbrain. They had that "Don't Call Me Dude" fucking song, didn't they?
That was great. Yeah,
that's a great line. There, that's a great line.
Don't call me dude. Yeah.
No, the
other
1984.
Past. Forget about Big Brother. Welcome to the 90s, where the government's your mother.
Yeah, that's a great fucking line.
Yeah, the whole song is just about, they're telling you not to, you have to wear your seatbelt, put your helmet on, like you are not allowed.
Oh, mate, it's fucking just Australia, Jesus Christ, they've been making us wear bike helmets since the 80s. That whole place has been test ground, fucking ground zero,
Yeah.
Just the amount of safety, and people have slowly programmed into it. I mean, remember those signs they put around Sydney? I used to go back there and do this comedy shows, and they've had big signs around going, billboards. Watch out, people about.
Yeah, I remember those.
Like, so people don't even know what's happening here. What are they doing? Well, this is not so much safety, but it's transitioning you over to demonizing car drivers.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. Why isn't it say watch out, cars about?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes more sense.
Right. It makes more sense. Why? Because like fish in a river are in a river, cars are in roads.
Yeah.
So when I grew up, what they teach you? Well, how to cross the road. Why? Yeah. Safely. Why? Cars will kill you.
Yeah.
But here's where cars are. If cars aren't on a road, they're generally harmless because they're in a driveway or parked in a fucking street. But when they're not, they're here.
Yeah.
Right. So now you want the car, and now you've made the traffic speed signs 40, 60, 80, 40, 60, 70, 80, 60. So you've got people doing that, but now you want them to watch out for people as well.
I found I would get overwhelmed with all the safety, all that shit. You get overwhelmed in the car and you make mistakes. Those
it's just rubbish. It's just rubbish. It's so fucking rubbish because it's not like if you'd heard on the news throughout the years, another 300 pedestrians were fucking mowed down today.
Mm.
You could understand something like this coming around.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear that, did you? No, because nothing happened. Right, nothing. But here we go back to trying to shift people's paradigms again, and so they shift back into old patterns. Because then you discuss things like this, and they go, "Yeah, but Steve, I mean, it is better if someone gets hit at 40 instead of 60. It's, don't you think it's better just in case?" No. You think it's better. It's not better.
Mm.
You're like the guy who has a healthy diet for fear.
Yeah.
Right now you're living in fear.
Mm.
Right, so it's not better. You've been tricked.
Yeah.
With your compassion of not wanting to see a child dead in the street. And who does? But at this point in time, we have cars.
Yeah.
And it would be better for what? For you to be aware than it would to have. Well, it's 20 miles an hour here. But I've been in zones in London. It's 20 miles an hour. You're driving like you're in a fucking driveway.
Yeah.
Like, this is ludicrous, people. And you know it is. You're there and like. And what have they got with this? Now they can fine you if you're 25, which is like, it used to be 60 here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I never walked in fear on the fucking sidewalks of Australian roads in the 80s, thinking cars were going to barrel up on the sidewalk and fucking mow me down. So why has all this happened? Well, it's just, Steve, I mean, how could you get, see, you don't get it, do you, folks, when they come at me with those arguments?
Yeah.
Don't you think it'll be better? No, it won't be better. The outcome will be far worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like if you want to sit there and think that men are all fucking rapists and predators, you don't understand that now you're fucking walking around with that psychology in your head. You're more likely to attract it to yourself.
Yeah.
So they trick you on every fucking level. Like, as we said, you manifest the fucking stuff.
Yeah.
And they trick you with safety, with protection, with no pain.
Yeah. I loved in Apocalypto, they talked about the people being infected with fear. Like, you're infected with it. You have to
cut. It's there's great shamanic stuff in Carlos Castaneda books like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've brought fear into the village, like as an entity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's a spirit.
About what they knew what to do with people with mental illness. If someone was running around saying, the sky's going to fall, they would just go, no, it's not. Leave, or we're going to kill you. You're out. Because they knew that this shit infects. It's fucking, like, mental illness is contagious. It's not something that just you like, oh, I have bipolar or whatever, and it will not affect anyone but me.
I know what you mean, man.
Especially if you talk, and people, it drives me nuts. My friends on Facebook,
I think it's why people who live in country towns, sorry to interrupt, people who live in country towns come into the city, and after 2 days, I've got to get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, right. The whole mental illness fucking thing is fucking driving me nuts,
Yeah. Well, that's it. Even now, I go back to Melbourne now. I can't take it. I just, after a while, I'm like, it's filthy. It's fucking.
Yeah, why do I want to sit in a road that's 40 kilometers an hour and that's blocked off one lane anyway? But they've got cameras here anyway in case I do go 41 when I get out of the frustration. It's like everything. It's what your smart city is going to be. Every movement is going to be like a rat trap, like a scientific fucking rat trap.
Yeah.
Do you want this? I go, but do you think it's better if that? No, it's this. No, it won't be better. You'll get this.
Yeah.
You'll get this fucking rat trap of just not being able to function in life.
Yeah.
That's what political correctness is. Don't do a joke that doesn't go to a place that you can't understand anyway, because there's 400 people there whose subjective world space are not of your knowledge. So how can I make a joke when I better not do a joke about a shark attack in case someone in the audience cousin was eaten in Brazil and now they have a fucking erroneous reaction. So we'll just do woke. See, it's why I can't get involved in woke comedy. If they ever never let me do comedy again, I just leave. Why? Because you're asking, this is an impossible thing. It's not real.
Yeah.
It can't be done.
Yeah.
The arrogance of it is fucking stupendous.
Yeah.
It's like when people used to say to me, Steve, do you hone your act to accommodate the audience? Yes and no. Right?
Yeah.
If I was doing a midday lunch gig in front of the old ladies at the fucking home, well, yeah. Feel them out. You never know. A bunch of old ladies at the home might like the filthy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So you feel it out, right? But in general, if you're doing my show, of course not. And then, Sometimes I've been halfway through a gig. I've done a joke. I go, oh God, I could fuck them up here. I've decided, should I go back to material I can get them back on, or should I drive into the wilderness with them? And I've done that. I've driven into the wilderness. And then, we don't want to come, right?
Yeah.
So what was the point? Sorry, we've got off fucking track now. But
fuck.
But that's right, woke comedy, just accommodating this idea. And see, here's their solution. What the solution to racism is? What is to make sure there's no one's ever racist again? Like this is just ludicrous.
Well, their solution.
And what's your solution to this? To make sure no one says anything that doesn't upset anyone, that you can't make a judgment call upon anyway. It's like when they banned me from these clubs. They went, "Oh, Steve, we saw his show. He crossed the line," but no one told me there was a line. And where was this line? Oh, in the bar staff's head.
Yeah. Yeah.
But which no one told me about.
Yeah.
But now it's not that. Well, she perhaps shouldn't work in a place like this. It's Steve has crossed a line that we didn't tell him about.
Yeah.
That was in an individual's head.
Yeah.
Right. See, it's so insane.
Yeah.
That there's no way I could ever try and accommodate it for my career because I'd be entering a contract with insanity.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And I'm not willing to do that.
No.
Right. And for what? For just so I can do some comedy and get some money? What? For what? The solution of making sure that no one's ever upset by the racist or the sexist to get. See, it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Right? Because what you want solved, what Steve, what you would like to see a world where there was no sexism or racism or whatever. Well, yeah, per se. I know what you're getting at. Right? Okay, so we walked around and no one did such traumatic things to one another based upon these apparent ideologies. Yeah, but your strategy for this apparently happening is fucking insane.
But that's the thing. They don't even actually have a strategy because they have no interest in ending racism.
Well, I know. See, there's the other point of the whole thing. It's such a big quagmire of chaos, right?
Yeah.
Which we end up wasting our energy on talking about, and probably is going to go, is that Hughes still talking about political correctness? Yeah, because it's very fucking dangerous.
It is, and it's still alive.
Right, because it's such an insidious trick upon your whole and propaganda in general. That's what it is. It's propaganda, and it's made up catastrophes that weren't happening.
Yeah. They're
actually, it's like the safety things. Well, you can only drive 40 k's here now. Why? Well, to save the pedestrians. But they weren't getting killed anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not better. You're making up more rules for things that weren't happening on the pretext of, but wouldn't it be better if they didn't?
Yeah.
Well, no, it wouldn't.
All they're doing is changing the definitions of things. Racism, a black person can't be racist toward a white person. Only a white person can be racist toward a black person because of institutional power or some bullshit.
Well, I hope so. I mean, we made up this good, proper racism against the blacks, didn't we? How dare these blacks come and take it back and think they can throw it at us? Remember, we're the racists here.
That's our culture, motherfucker.
That's our culture. Stop
cultural appropriation.
Appropriating our culture. At least it's a good thing these blacks aren't appropriating our culture. Hey? Yeah. White people are fucking the only racists in the world. Racism, you know who made up the word racism? You know, he got invented in 1917. A bunch made of fucking Marx and that lot, Trotsky.
Yeah, right.
See? That's why I don't even use that word anymore. I don't like it. See, the whole word is just because one day I thought, where does this word come from? When did it start? It's like 1917. For what? To create this?
Fuck yeah. Fucking Orwell and who's the other fella who wrote Brave New World? Huxley knew about all of this stuff because he was like part of the people that were doing this. So he wrote Brave New World as like
A textbook.
Yeah, like here's what it's going to be. Because the people around him were like, "This is what we're going to do. Here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do."
Yeah, I know that.
Change the definitions of
It's
words.
like when you see Greta Thunberg sitting on the World Economic Forum fucking panel and sitting there going, a lot of people are going to make a lot of money out of this. Now, you think that she means that they're going to try and manipulate this and make money out of polluting the planet. No, she's telling you.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of high-profile people are going to make cash out of this, and I'm here to tell you that that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Right? You're interpreting it as though she's against them. She's not. She's sitting on the fucking forum.
Yeah.
They don't let people who are against them come in. What are you talking about?
Fuck.
You know, that's the fucking deal. No, but she was in Sweden in the forest, and they heard about her primary school.
Yeah.
How come I've never heard about another fucking primary school in Sweden? Except the ones that have got the highest rape fucking facilities now. You know, Sweden's a fucking mess.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Of course, you think they wouldn't let those fucking safe Swedish fucking, one of the safest countries in the world in the 70s, Sweden. What's going on here? Everyone's got a bit of a house, rich, good looking, walking around, tall, long-legged, playing fucking sport. Yeah. Having a red fucking summer cottage, ABBA's on, fucking yeah.
Yeah.
You know, even the ugly guys are getting a good-looking chick around here. You know.
Yeah.
Now, well, let's fucking take over that little fucking utopia first.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But man, when you see the dominoes fall, and you're just watching one after another, and you're saying, "Yep, there it goes," and then another one and another one. Oh, what about the latest? Oh, fuck, man. The way
But here we go. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, just the way they throw this shit in our faces. Like, what's his fucking name? I can't think of it. Sean Penn gave Zelensky an Oscar.
Do you know what's so funny is I don't watch any of this stuff. I had a quick browse through some stuff sometimes, and I just see thumbnails, and I'm informed.
Yeah, that's all you need to
I
know.
saw that too on a thumbnail or something. Oh, here we go. I didn't even bother watching it. I can't watch this fucking dickhead. Fucking, but you know, but I mean, that's what's funny about it, because it's like, good, keep being insane.
Yeah.
Wake more people up. What has this got to do with anything? Like
I don't.
Here's me fucking Oscar for.
It's so.
For what?
Yeah, it's just so frustrating. So like when you, I don't know. I guess
was it his Oscar for the days at Ridgemont High or something, whatever that film was.
I hope it was his Oscar for Milk.
Remember it was something. Remember that Ridgemont High film?
Yeah.
Sean Penn, we were real young, playing that stoner in the van.
Yeah. Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Here's my Oscar for Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Spagoli. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that, Uncle Martin was his teacher. My favorite Martian.
My favorite Martian.
Yeah, that guy, the actor. Fuck, man. It's just mind-blowing. It's like, what if we just gave this guy... We can't actually give him an Oscar. We can't tell everyone that he's just an actor. What if we just give him the Oscar anyway? And we'll just get some, and we'll just make people think, oh, it's just a nice thing that he's doing. They're shoving it in your face. They're going, look, this guy, yeah, he's a really good actor. That's all he is. He's a puppet. He's saying things that he's being. I hate celebrities.
Well, you know,
I hate them.
Yeah.
Really
but see, this is what's great about this. Lots of people are starting to fucking hate it. They're waking up from the dream. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've hated him for fucking ages in that sense of like people. I knew they thought I was mad. Steve, he's such a fucking spoil sport. Oh, my mates, you want to come and see this film? No, I'm going to see a fucking film. I don't want to go to the fucking cinema where it's fucking dickheads on phones and the music's too loud and I got to watch some fucking idiot Spider-Man film. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not involved. I'm just.
Yeah.
Oh, you're such a fucking miserable cunt, Steve. Oh, yeah, maybe. But I'm just. Oh, it's going to pan out in the end. Don't worry. I don't,
Yeah.
it's just ludicrous. Don't tell me that I was supposed to be impressed by a guy or chick who's fucking been blessed with good looks and some acting talent and got paid fucking $47 million to be in this film where they got to film in the Caribbean for 3 months, and then after all that, they get to get another prize.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to clap and go like this, and aren't they fantastic? Because this cunt got paid 47. Mate, I could do without Tom Cruise films. I can't do without plumbers.
Yeah.
Right, like I could fucking, if all the plumbers, if this is Greg, he's fixed 4,000 toilets this year. Go, Greg.
I appreciate the handful of celebrities that seem to they understand that they got a very blessed life and they don't ever come out and say, okay, I've got to now feed the narrative and I'm going to pretend like this is something that I'm saying and that I care about. They just shut the fuck up. Those guys, I tolerate them. I don't mind them. I think they're blessed. They're good at what they do, whatever. God bless them. But the ones that come out, like the George Clooney clip has been going around, he's going, well, everyone has to get vaccinated. And it's like, dude, you are someone who says other people's words for money. Don't tell me how to fucking live. Go and be Batman and pretend to fucking be a bank robber and then get in some fucking romantic thing with jail.
Well, we're going back to this.
Tell me how to live. You fuck.
We're going back to these programs that we're in again, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what it is.
We're what? Well, somehow I can listen to George Clooney tell me about medical decisions.
Oh no! But he did play a doctor in ER, so
well, he's been in more hospitals than used to. He's been on the set.
Yeah.
But I know. But that kind of like I said, I woke up from being a robot. I'm still a robot in certain ways, but I see myself when the robot appears. But it's like, but yeah, that's what's funny about this whole thing. It's some of the solutions are so well. The practicality of the solutions is simple.
Yeah,
and they're having the solution manifest.
Yep.
For want of a better word, for a word I can't think of to use there. It sounds a bit new agey, but just yeah, that's the difficult part. Get everybody out of McDonald's. Yeah, just don't go. Don't. If you walk into a shop and they have no people there, they've only got scanning machines, don't go.
Yeah.
Pay with cash. Go to the bank, get your cash out of the bank, pay with cash. Will you stop it? No, but at least you're not in the reality.
You're not participating.
You may stop. You don't know. And as we said before, everything that you think mental illness is contagious and all this. Well, guess what? Other actions ripple out.
Yeah.
So if you're, as we said before, you're going to rob the bank. Well, no. Why? Because now I am a thief. Right. So I can't quantify it into good. Well, they're a bunch of cunts. So that's why that's why I'll have a DVD player, a CD player. Well, why don't you just get rid of them all, Steve, and just download it into a big Spotify thing? I don't want to. I don't want to fucking be involved in the reality of it.
Yeah.
I'm involved in this reality. We're on Zoom right now. And some of it's fucking. But, it's the little as I can do. I just do that. And I go, I've got the answer. No, but this is the way I'll process it for myself. I just.
Yeah.
I don't need anything to make changing a CD more convenient for me. I'm a functional guy to a degree.
Trying to nail that process.
I can press eject and take it out, put it back in its cover, and get the next one. Yeah.
I mean, it is complicated. I mean, it took me years to master, but yeah, I've mastered.
It's like I'm watching everybody. It's not going to work out good. I'm watching everybody now. They've pre-booked their train tickets, so they're all on their phones. So they're at the train station now, and we're all going to fucking somewhere. And I just buy a ticket, and then they're all at the scanners now, trying to get through the barriers, going. And then I walk up with the ticket, and he's just walk through it. See, the old system's better.
Yeah,
it's just better. You're all now. You're all doing this.
Yeah.
Now you're at the mercy. So what if this machine stops? Well, I'll have to have a guy scan, and they bring a portable scanner in, and now we've created this, have we?
Yeah.
Or we'll just open the gates and we'll do it. I mean, sometimes I go, why do I even have to go through this fucking thing when there's a ticket inspector on the train?
Yeah.
How did I get on the train? Well, now you're checking them on the train. Why are you checking them on the train if I couldn't get in the barrier without the fucking ticket?
Yeah.
Because it's corporate thinking.
Fuck. The local supermarket I go to, every time I see the self-serve section, there's like someone standing there supposedly to assist you if you need assistance, which they do, but they're there to like remind you that you're being watched. Behind them is a security guard. At the other end is someone handling the trolleys and things. And I'm always like, well, why don't you just open 3 more lanes, you fucks?
Mate, it's
programmers.
Mate, completely. People think you're paranoid if you think like this. It's like, no, it's fucking bullshit. Don't tell me this is more convenient. There's nothing inconvenient about handing a 20 quid note over a counter.
Yeah.
Because now I sit there behind these people going,
yep. Yeah, people are like.
And plus, now this guy can't take that 20 quid and just put it in his pocket.
Yeah.
No one needs to know about that.
Yeah. Yeah, that poor guy.
Do you think, oh no, it's going to be better? Hey, now no one's going to be able to do anything without them fucking knowing.
Yeah, it's man. And with the digital currency they're really working hard to crash crypto at the moment, and
I had fucking jokes about cashless society. Sorry, I had jokes about cashless society in 2008 on that fucking CD.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the obvious, ultimate fucking prison fucking system, isn't it? It's just stunning. Like, anybody would think it's fucking acceptable. It shows a high level of fucking ignorance right fucking there. To think that you have any interest that's going to be of any betterment for you, that you have no cash, like you have no CD, you have no. They kept telling you'll own nothing and be happy, didn't they? Well, you're already starting to own nothing. See? You don't even buy the CD. You don't buy the album. You don't buy the.
You no longer get a physical copy of anything.
Right. So, and do people know this? They buy movies, but then I found this out recently by watching the Sea Tranquility podcast, because those guys put on movie horror festivals and stuff. And the guy knows a lot about film. So he goes, what the people don't understand is they buy a film, download it, buy it, and then it disappears. And they go, where did it disappear to? And they don't understand that the license ran out.
Yeah.
See, because the person who bought it off didn't own it. They licensed it.
Yeah.
And then when the license ran out, the person who do own it took it all back. right. You didn't get to keep your fucking version, right? Because the license is run out, right? So you just paid for fucking nothing.
Yeah. That's nuts.
It's almost like buying land, as we've discussed before. They're selling you the earth back to you, you know.
Yeah.
So they tricked you into buying nothing.
Yeah.
That they told you was something.
Yeah.
And it looked like something. There it is. There's like your house on it and stuff. But really, they sold you what wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
Where'd they get it? And then you died.
They got it back.
And so it's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should probably fucking wrap it up. We've been on here for fucking hours again. We haven't even spoken to the audience.
Yeah. How you doing, audience?
Yeah.
Just do a few shout outs to the two Andrews, the Andrew in Sydney and the Andrew in Melbourne. Shout outs to you guys, Harvey. To our we now have 2 Patreons. Well, one official that we actually have, and one that has promised to join our Patreon. So
mate, there we go. Like
we're on our way, mate. We're on the way. This is
Australia, underneath the underground.
Yeah, exactly. Man, if we could make enough money out of this to pay the rent on a house, we just get a house somewhere, just do a podcast a couple of times a week, mate.
I heard a great joke on a comment section. What did it say? It said, if I had $1 for every woman that's rejected me, I'd get a woman.